wind out there.
Yeah, that's right. You were down on the field.
Well,
what was it like?
You see the way the ball rolled off? It actually, the wind's blowing the opposite direction. The flags are blowing from the northeast, but it's kind of like Giant Stadium. When it hits the south side wall, it comes back down across the field over towards the Bears sideline.
We are setting in. And David Akers kicks it away with the wind at his back. And Milburn from 2 yards in. Good return across the 20, and a flag is down. Across the 30 on the return. And we have an injured Eagle down. That is Rashard Cook.
Motionless Eagle.
Holding on the Bears on the kickoff return. That will set him back. And we'll wait to see on Rashard Cook. Johnny Greer in his 20th season in the NFL. Our referee today, and here's the announcement.
Holding 92 of the receiving team during the return. First down.
That's on Barry Minter of the Chicago Bears, and Rashard Cook, a backup safety, second-year man out of Southern Cal, still down. The Bears have been set back to their own 17, which is where they'll start on offense. See if we can pick it up here, Bill.
He's one of the guys. He's right in here. Watch, he's one of the first guys down, and he's going to run into the wedge. See, this is the wedge. Watch what happens right there. Boom. He gets up, and you can see the head gets snapped back and down. And that looks like one of those old knockout blows, Sam, when you're going to be out for a couple minutes.
And if you're out, there's a good chance you're not coming back for the rest of the game. Andy Reid looking on. And there's John Harbaugh, the head of the special teams.
Well, that's one of the most dangerous jobs in football, the wedge buster. Especially, with the rule that, you can't go down low into the wedge and try to break it up. Everything you have to take on, they usually have offensive linemen in there, or fullbacks, big guys that get in that wedge to bring it out.
There's the head coach coming out to look at his player here. There's some concern for Rashard Cook. And seeing movement in the legs. Always wonder about moving a player when he's down like that.
Well, it's a good sign that they did move him, and I did see his legs move too.
Medical staff being very careful.
He came down and got into that. He was the first one. Watch at the upper left corner of your screen. This is the wedge. This is coming out. Now watch the contact. The first green guy down there. There's Rashard Cook, and see the head. He tries to blow up the wedge and got blown up himself.
Yeah.
One thing you've got to do when you go down there into that wedge is you've got to go down there with your helmet low and your shoulder pad level low. He was up high, and the helmet of the wedge guys came up right underneath his chin strap.
Right. Andy Reid concerned but walking off, and now Rashard Cook being helped to his feet, and that's a really good sign. And walking off basically under his own power, a little assistance on the side, but that's a very good sign. Now we are set to go, and let's take a look at the offense for the Chicago Bears. Second-year quarterback Cade McNown. He can run the ball. That's a concern for the Eagles, trying to contain him. Big matchup, Blake Brockemeyer against Hugh Douglas. James Allen, last running back for the Bears to rush for 100 yards in a game. Olin Kreutz is back in the lineup. Macy Brooks and Marcus Robinson are starting at wide receiver. Kasim Cincino, a former Eagle, number 85, is a tight end to the right side. And Dustin Lyman, number 89, tight end to the left side. Here's Allen on first down. Cut through the hole nicely. Good pickup. Up close to the 27 and up close to the first down marker. The Eagles defense has not given up more than 17 points in a game but once. Corey Simon battling for Rookie of the Year honors with Brian Urlacher of the Bears. Jeremiah Trotter leading tackler in the middle. And the secondary back in place. Brian Dawkins' second game back after the appendectomy 4 weeks ago.
I can't. They got 2 tight ends in the game. This is so un-Chicago-like. It's amazing. That neutralizes any kind of blitz right away that the Eagles defense could run at you.
Allen squirms his way up to the 30-yard line. He did pick up a first down on the initial carry. Hugh Douglas with a tackle.
Here's a tight end here. That's Dustin Lyman. And then over here's a tight end, too. That's Kasim Cincino. This is double tight. The Chicago Bears for the last 2 years have been 4 wides, 3 wides, 5 wides, empty backfield.
What's that telling you?
You know, that tells me 2 things. 1, they want to establish a running game with James Allen. And 2, they want to take away Jim Johnson's blitzing, aggressive defense. Slow down the Eagles a little bit. Give Cade McNown a shot.
Now they have 3 wide receivers, and Cincino lines up as the fullback. Off the play fake, McNown, nobody open, and he's pulled down. Hollis Thomas, first sack of the game for the Eagles. Their 23rd of the season, and 22 of the 23 have been by defensive linemen.
You know, that's some of the things Cade does. He held the ball too long here. Take a look at the top. He gets it, and watch, he gets to the outside right away. That's where he wants to be. Now you throw the ball. He deserves the ball right now. The safety's just entering the picture. Marcus Robinson, when you get Marcus Robinson on the sideline, you have to take it now. When you see that press coverage up tight and Marcus behind him, take your shot. Cade held the ball too long.
McNown checking off out of the shotgun.
The clock's running down.
Got it off in time. Pressure, down he goes. Another Eagle sack. And the defense comes up strong. Looked like it might have been Brandon Whiting, number 98. And again, another defensive lineman with a sack.
Delay. Offense.
They didn't get
it off in
Still
time.
third down.
Still third down. You know, that's a product of them not getting the plays in time. That's another thing that Chicago, as I remember last year looking at the Chicago offense, what they would do was they were very fast-paced. They'd come at you. They really put the pressure on the defense, not only with 4 and 5 wideouts, but with a fast pace of offensive play.
Bears have to get to the 37 for a first down. McNown fires over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Marty Booker. There were 2 defenders there, and McNown heads off as the Bears fail to move the ball. Louis Aguilar won the tryout on Tuesday in Chicago, taking over for Brent Bartholomew, who has been IR'd with a knee injury. Aguilar, quite a story. A cancer survivor. Gets time into the wind. Brian Mitchell waving for a fair catch, takes it at the 35-yard line. So the Eagles on offense for the first time in the game. There is no score.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Go, 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 go! Thank you, Detroit. We love you!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by October 26th and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
E-Business Solutions. Judging from the number of e-businesses going out of business, most haven't solved anything. At Dell, we design our servers, storage, and services to make it easier to get results. They help us generate $15 billion a year in e-commerce alone. Now that's what we call solutions. What about you? To find out more, visit Dell.com. Yep, it's that easy.
Dell E-Business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
I wish to build a new Texaco station here, near the city of Manaus.
How many cars pass by that site each day?
None.
Trucks?
None.
Buses.
None.
What do they drive on the roads down there?
Well, there are no roads.
Today, Texaco is serving the Amazon because we're always willing to consider a new idea and see if it floats.
Fox, NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Chicago Bears talking things over on their sideline. 6th time in 8 games this season that the offense has come up empty on an opening drive. And now it's the Philadelphia Eagles, and their offense has been clicking, led by Donovan McNabb. They have won 3 of the last 4. Put up good numbers in Arizona last week. Darnell Autry, the former Northwestern star, is the tailback. McNabb on first down, completing to Darnell Autry. Across the 45, he's got a first down. Former Chicago Bear. Let's take a look at the Eagles on offense, led by the second-year man Donovan McNabb. Last 4 games, 7 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. The offensive line has been intact for every game. They've done a good job. Darnell Autry leads the running back by committee. Torrance Small, Charles Johnson, the wide receivers, and Chad Lewis has been the top receiver for the Eagles with 29 receptions. Over the middle, deep, and incomplete. Looking for Nate Brown.
Donovan McNabb got knocked on his keister here. Watch Brian Robinson come up the middle here. Gets a shot on him late just as he throws that thing.
On 2nd and 10, Eagles come with 2 tight ends. Jeff Thomason right side, Chad Lewis left side. Darnell Autry trying to get outside, slipped 1 tackle. No gain on the play as the Bears are there. Tony Parrish, number 37, leading the way on the tackle. Take a look at the Bears on defense, strong up front. Philip Daniels has 4 sacks on the season. Brian Urlacher, candidate for Rookie of the Year, sacks in 5 consecutive games. Cornerbacks are Smith and Harris. The rookie, Mike Brown, starting at safety. There is Brian Urlacher, who has just been outstanding for the Bears. Chad Lewis in motion. McNabb rolling on 3rd down, gets time, and throws too high for Nate Brown. And then took another hit after he released.
Roosevelt Colvin.
So good defensive series for the Chicago Bears. And here's Sean Landeta, who is 3rd in the NFC in punting. Glenn Milburn is deep. Standing back at his own 10-yard line. Good high kick. Milburn waits for a fair catch, takes it at the 7-yard line, maybe the 8th. So the Bears are back deep in their own territory, but they go on offense for the 2nd time after a 45-yard punt.
First of all, I'm not denying that I used cellular. It was a very experimental time. Someone passed it to me, I put it to my ear, but I did not talk, I only listened. Even then, all I heard was static. But I have been free and clear ever since. I even chose long distance so I could reach out to young people across the nation and warn them of even casual cellular use.
The new Sprint PCS Free and Clear plan, $29.99 for 500 minutes, all with nationwide long distance.
Thank you. As you know, profits have been down. And with that being said, I'd like to announce my new CFO, Monsieur Chappie.
Look at the people.
Monsieur Chappie says that casual Fridays will now be tube top and foot pajama Fridays.
Chappie likes, Monsieur Chappie likes. Wee wee, wee wee.
E-Trade, it's your money.
If you thought being a student was hard, try being a teacher.
She gave my boy an F. Because he thought Lincoln was a log, Washington was a redskin, and Hamilton was what was Hamilton?
A blender.
From the creator of Ally McBeal and The Practice.
What are you doing?
Not a whole lot, sir.
Boston Public. Premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
The matchup of coordinators, Jim Johnson, the defense coordinator for the Eagles on the left, and Gary Croton for the Bears, the offensive coordinator on the right. And Jim Johnson knows that these receivers are something else. He's going to want to keep those receivers underneath him, in front of him all day long.
3 wides for the Bears on first down. Swing it out to James Allen. And he gets up to about the 13-yard line. Pick up about 5 on the play. Hey, those undefeated Rams are in action in Kansas City. JB's got an update.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kansas City 18-3 against NFC opponents. Take a look at Kurt Warner. Throws his 9th pick of the season. James Hasty picks it off. Few plays later, rookie running back Frank Moreau takes it over for the score. 7-0 KC. KC has it again. Sam and Bill, back to you guys.
Thanks, JB. So, might be tough for the Rams today. 2 tight ends are in for the Bears. In motion is Cincino. Allen carrying on second down. Fights his way across the 15. Up close to the 17-yard line and bring up about a 3rd and 1.
You know, when you play a losing team, when you're into the middle of the season and you're playing a team that is struggling, you know, like the Bears or San Diego, you'd rather play a team like the Rams because you know what you're getting with the Rams, you know? And if you lose to the Rams, you know the things you have to do to beat the Rams. But when you play a team like Chicago that bits and pieces, you see flashes of good stuff and then they fall in the bed. They're a dangerous team and they can disrupt what you're trying to do, meaning the Eagles.
3 men to the right. McNown off the play fake on 3rd and 1. Whoa, it's going to be close. Let's see where the spot is.
Looked a little lenient.
The completion was to Marty Booker, and the spot is going to be in favor of the Bears. It'll be a 1st down. Didn't get much. Kind of a strange call on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, I think that the strength of the Bears team is in their offensive line. I think that it's a team that should help Cade out a little bit more by running the ball, establishing some kind of constant offense, a normal offense.
Work out of the shotgun with 3 wide receivers, make it 4 wide receivers now, and an empty backfield. Everybody out. Flag goes down. Pass broken up by Jeremiah Trotter, the middle linebacker. Let's check out the flag. And against the Bears.
You know, one of those battles we were talking about today going on down there, Blake Brockermeyer and
illegal formation, number 75, offense. Lined up on the end of the line and failed to report. The penalties decline. 2nd down.
Todd Perry a little confused as to the penalty call on him.
I don't think Todd Perry was on the end of the line. It was Blake Brockermeyer, and he wasn't covered up.
A lot of shifting for the Bears. 4 wide receivers in the tight end. Empty backfield. On 2nd down, McNown over the middle. Completes to Marcus Robinson. Gets up to about the 28-yard line and is about a yard short of the 1st down.
Blake Brockermeyer and Hugh Douglas, these guys are going to go at it all day long. Now, watch Blake Brockermeyer. One thing he wants to do is he wants to get that jolt right away. Get in Hugh Douglas's, get that hands in his face and in his shoulder pad area just to stun him. Because he said the one thing Hugh does is he's a power guy in his hips. And he comes off the ball into you hard. If I can get my hands in his face and stun him, I can freeze him.
Here's 3rd and 1 with Allen at the top of the eye. Off the play fake. McNown rushed by Douglas. He's got him, and down he goes. Hugh Douglas, 2nd in the NFL in sacks. That's 10.5 for him now. Trace Armstrong led with 10 starting today.
Oh, this is a bootleg. They block down this way, and then they boot outside. Now, that's a naked bootleg, and they don't pull a backside guard to get out in front for Cade McNown. Hugh Douglas played that perfectly. He stepped down the line with Brockermeyer, then stayed outside for contained, exactly how you're supposed to do it. A lot of times the play is designed to sucker the defensive end down inside.
2nd punt of the day for Louis Aguiar. A low line drive. Takes a Bears roll. Brian Mitchell picks it up and gets up to the 44-yard line. The Eagles will have great field position. Hugh Douglas with another sack. 2nd sack of the game for the Eagles.
Local breweries.
Beer shipped the same day it was born. Refrigerated distribution centers. Daily deliveries. Our exclusive Born on Dating. That's how we guarantee Budweiser is the freshest beer choice out there.
My father always did his shopping after the stores were closed.
Come on, look at it. Come on, it's late. Hey, where'd you got this one?
Fill up a truck. Now get out of here.
Come on, move it up.
I love shopping on Lycos. They have brand names, product reviews, great service, and everything comes with a receipt.
You got nothing!
Whatever you're into, dig into it deeper on Lycos.
Andy, those sockets are only supposed to be used for Domino's heat wave bags. They need to stay plugged in so the pizza's delivered hot. Are you listening to me?
The Domino's heat wave bag is plugged in to stay hot.
You happy now, Andy?
It's a fall heat wave at Domino's, where you can get a hot deal every day. Call now and get a large one-topping pizza and a 2-liter of Coke for $9.99. Domino's, bad Andy, good pizza.
Only one thing can come between Ally McBeal and her man.
How's the sex?
I don't care to talk about that.
Ooh, is that good, huh?
Robert Downey Jr. joins the cast of Ally.
I should have knocked.
Season premiere, 9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Philadelphia Eagles were 5-11 last year, Andy Reid's first year, but he's had a plan for improvement, sticking with it, and you can see their rankings have significantly improved
in every single area. Bill Lyons from the Inquirer said big guy deserves a tip of the hat.
On first down, Cecil Martin out of the backfield. Gets close to the first down marker before he's shoved back by a combination of Brian Urlacher and Tony Parrish for the Bears.
You know, and one of the reasons that Andy Reid deserves a tip of the hat is because of how he goes about things. Offensively, defensively, runs his team. He's organized. You know, everyone thought Deuce Staley's the only way that this team could win. He's their only threat. Well, Deuce is out. Now he finds another way with the offense to use guys. They bring them in. Cecil Martin gets a pass out of the backfield. A lot of different things occurring all the time.
Now the backup quarterback, Coy Detmer, was about to come in with Donovan McNabb. They are measuring here, and the Eagles do have a first down at the Bears' 46-yard line. And now they change personnel, so they were thinking about running some kind of a play there.
Well, it must have been some kind of trick play or gadget play, because anytime you cross the 50-yard line, that's when you get your gadget plays. That's when teams they look and they say, okay, now's a good time for a trick play, because if it goes bad for us, we're still in good field position.
Stanley Pritchett and Brian Mitchell in the backfield for the Eagles. This is Mitchell bouncing off, and the Eagles are there. Brian Robinson got hold of him on the outside, and Jim Flanagan there, number 99 as well for the Bears. Mitchell, part of the running back by committee. Deuce Staley went down with an injury a couple of weeks ago, and now it's a little of everything from everybody. Mitchell had a big game a couple of weeks ago against Atlanta.
You know, they're attacking a front seven. It's a pretty stout front seven. Guys in the middle, Flanagan up front. Wells is a man. Mike Wells is a tough guy to move. You can't get him moved. You're just going to square up and match bellies right there, and there's not going to be any movement.
McNabb working out of the shotgun now. Fakes the inside handoff to Mitchell. Throws to the tight end, Chad Lewis. Out of bounds inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. 30th reception of the season for Chad Lewis, who was picked up on waivers last season.
And a bunch of these passes, all in the last 4 weeks. Chad Lewis has really become the go-to guy for Donovan McNabb. They have a chemistry, and in the West Coast offense, or this offense in which Andy Reid runs, a tight end is a big part of it.
And his wife, Michelle, gave birth to their third child on Thursday. Their first boy, Jacob, 10 pounds, 1 ounce. Looks like a tight end already. Donovan McNabb steps back and calls timeout. So he'll talk things over on a 3rd and 1. 5:34 to go first quarter. No score.
Coming up next, the Dr. Pepper halftime show.
You made the world taste better, yeah. You made the world taste better.
Honey? Sweetie? Come with me.
Watch this.
Woo!
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Merrill Lynch, be smart, be confident, be bullish. By Domino's Pizza, Bad Andy, good pizza. And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper makes the world taste better.
Beautiful fall day here in Philadelphia. Take a look at that tight end, Chad Lewis, the man we were talking about.
You really like him. What a great guy. You know, a guy that came out of high school, did his Mormon mission over in Taiwan for 2 years before he even went to college at BYU.
Here's 3rd and 1. The play fake. McNabb rolling, looking, trying to cut back. The Bears have him. First sack of the game for the Chicago Bears. It's Jim Flanagan, who Andy Reid says to him is like a squatty Bill Moss.
Well, you know what he does? He's a guy that gets on the shoulder of a guard, and he's always penetrating upfield. He'll move the line of scrimmage for you. He'll get in the backfield and put that pressure. You see, they tried to run that play that way, and there was Flanagan getting that push on the offensive line.
Second punt of the game for Sean Landeta. Glenn Milburn deep. High kick. Milburn waves for the fair catch and takes it around the 12-yard line. Time for another update from the studio. Back to JB.
Sam and Bill capping a 12-play, 80-yard drive is Ricky Williams with his 12-yard run. He's looking for his 5th straight 100-yard game, 7-3 Saints. Then Emmitt Smith, after Felipe Sparks' 49-yard interception return, takes it across for his 25th career touchdown against Arizona. 7-0 Dallas. Back to Sam and Bill.
Thanks, JB. How about Ricky Williams and the Saints? They're coming on, Bill.
How about the Saints? I like that team. I like Jim Haslett.
They've won a couple in a row. They've bounced back. They beat the Bears 2 weeks ago in Chicago. On first down, it's James Allen. And a good tackle on the play by Corey Simon. He and Brian Urlacher will battle for Rookie of the Year honors.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. You mentioned Urlacher on the other side. Well, this is Philly's candidate. Watch him on the left side. Watch him get rid of Casey Wigman. That's it. And Casey's filling in for Valerio, who's hurt, Chris Valerio. And Casey just doesn't have that size, that power. Corey Simon is a guy, he's got it all in his hips. The power is in his hips. And then he can shed blocks. And when he sheds you, he's quick.
Eagles showing blitz. Here they come. McNown gets rid of it. Marty Booker up to the 19-yard line. Brian Urlacher coming out of New Mexico and taking over at middle linebacker, a former strong safety, and Corey Simon, strength and quickness inside for the Eagles.
Both guys that want to be good in this league, Sam. You know, a lot of young players come in the league and are just happy to be in the league and happy to wear a uniform and happy to get a paycheck. These two guys are in the league because they want to be good in this league.
Third down play for the Bears. McNown under pressure, passes blocked. Brandon Whiting.
That's one thing the Eagles worked on all week long in practice, is getting their hands up. Because Cade McNown's arm, he throws, watch, it's like a three-quarter throw to the side. It's a sidearm throw almost. See it coming out to the side? And the Eagles defensive linemen all week long were working on getting their hands up in the air because of the height that ball comes out at.
Louis Aguiar with his third punt of the game. Brian Mitchell is deep.
Can we call this a defensive struggle so far, Sam?
So far. Ooh. Aguiar took a long time getting it off. Mitchell at the 38 on the return. And he's hit and taken down at about the 48-yard line. Make it the 47. But right now the field position game. The edge going to the Eagles. 43-yard punt.
Louis Aguiar, who just got here, usually a guy that gets the ball off quick.
Just missed on the block try by the Eagles.
We're all one family, one team, a football team. driving down Soldier Field with,
1:13 left on the clock.
1 minute, 13 seconds left on the clock. And
no timeouts left.
No timeouts left because the coach has stupidly used them all up.
Football fans can find anything they need at Chicago's Electra Electronics, provided they have Visa. Because if you try to use American Express,
and we score!
You don't have a prayer.
Yeah!
Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
A typical day for the IT manager. Everyone wants everything now. Luckily, CDW, your direct solutions provider, can custom configure computing solutions from 50,000 top-name products. Like the compact ProLiant DL360 1U server with superior Pentium 3 performance and compact slim space-saving design, CDW will never leave you hanging. Compaq and CDW, the smart call for business.
On October 27th, be the first to see the movie that critics are calling disturbing and unsettling. Better than the original Book of Shadows. Blair Witch 2, rated R, starts Friday.
Vote for me. My dad was president. I even look like my dad.
Big deal. My dad was a senator.
On the phone, people think I'm my dad.
That's me. I'm on TV.
Not going anywhere for a while?
My dad and I wear the same pants.
I invented pants.
Grab a Snickers. That ought to hold you.
Bears have had only 4 interceptions this season, none by their starting cornerbacks. Thomas Smith on the left, Walt Harris on the right.
That's been the biggest problem with this defense. They had 33 takeaways last year.
Darnell Autry on first down gets it across midfield to the Bears' 49-yard line.
You mean Black Frank? That's Black Frank.
Oh, you talk about, hey, you know what? You talk about down and out in Beverly Hills. How about Darnell Autry?
Right, it's a great story now, but a couple years ago, it wasn't that great of a story. The only movie he starred in, he was trying to be an actor out there. He goes out there to Los Angeles and Hollywood and wants to be an actor. Quit football to be an actor. Why? I don't know. That's what he did, though.
And what was the movie he was in?
Black Frankenstein.
Yeah. McNown's pass is incomplete, and now the flag goes in. A long wait.
You can't throw a flag that late, can you?
Charles Johnson, the intended receiver, was hit by Thomas Smith.
Did he wait to hear the fans to throw that flag?
What do you think?
Cut off the path to the receiver.
On the play. There was incidental contact. Both players were going for the ball.
That's a good call. Thank you, referee Johnny Greer, who I think is the best.
Well, you just
NFL.
You know, you just mentioned the play of the cornerbacks going for the ball, and that's been the area for Greg Blosch's defense. I mentioned 33 takeaways last year, and they only have 8 this year. And the interceptions, Walt Harris has had about 4 interceptions in his hand. Thomas Smith hasn't been able to get his head turned around to see the ball. It's been a big problem for the Bears defense.
3 wide receivers for the Eagles. Faking the handoff. McNabb looking. Throwing. Charles Johnson on the reception. First down, Eagles. At the 38-yard line.
That's a pretty good grab of Charles Johnson by holding on to that ball. R.W. McQuarters had his hand right in there. Had his hand right in there on the ball. With Charles Johnson trying to pull it out, but Charles Johnson, that's going up and getting the ball with force.
Now Coy Detmer is coming at quarterback, and Donovan McNabb is flanked out to the left side.
He's all the way out left. Here's Donovan.
Look at this play.
This is the trick play.
End around, double fake. Detmer running. How about that?
I don't think that's how it was drawn up, but still, hey, what the heck?
Razzle-dazzle for the Eagles. Picked up about 7 on the play.
You got some yards out of it. Here's McNabb. McNabb's going to come around with a fake handoff here and then come up the sideline. The guy I think they're trying to get it to is right here. That's Charles Johnson. That's who they're looking at. Over there.
8-yard pickup. Now it's Darnell Autry going wide, and the Bears are there. Good defensive play. Philip Daniels, the defensive end on the right side, stacked it up and made the tackle.
Yeah, and we talked about him. He goes to California, wants to become an actor, just quit football. He had made a team. They made the Philadelphia Eagles, and he just quits. He goes out there. He's a compulsive type guy, he says. He says his life is compulsive. He gets an idea in his head, and he just goes. But he went out there and he found out real quick it's not that simple. He lost everything. He lost his condo. He lost his car. He was virtually homeless, living on a friend's floor of an apartment. Called the Eagles and begged for a shot to come back to camp.
Now he's starting. Pass overthrown from McNabb, intended for Autry, and a flag on the play.
You know, Autry, you beg for a chance to come back. You get into camp. You're last on the depth chart. And you fight and fight and fight. And you really appreciate what you're doing now.
This one's offensive pass interference.
And the only thing offensive pass interference can be is pushing off or running into a defensive player who has established his territory. But Autry, you know, 3 weeks inactive for the Eagles.
Pass interference. Number 80, offense. Still third down.
That's Torrance Small. And the Bears will take the penalty.
No, there's only two things that can be offensive pass interference. That's pushing off or running into a player that has established ground. And that's a push-off.
So the ball goes back to the 41-yard line. The Eagles have to get to the 28-yard line for a first down. Bears have 5 defensive backs in. McNabb steps up and runs. And they've got him short of a first down.
Urlacher.
Brian Urlacher, who was credited with a sack on the previous defensive series, giving him sacks in 6 consecutive games. And a little pushing and shoving after the whistle. A couple of players upset on the field.
Yeah, Roosevelt Colvin and John Runyon were going at it, and Flanagan came in there and got a piece of it as well. But you mentioned Urlacher got credited with the other sack. He's up to 7 now.
That's 7 total sacks, 6 consecutive games.
Yeah.
Here is David Akers with a 51-yard try. The wind at his back.
He's out there before the game, booming them.
The kick on the way has the distance, and it is good. David Akers, 11 for 11 this season. He's been good on 12 consecutive field goals, tying an Eagles team record.
Does peace of mind have a name? Can confidence and trust be summed up in one word? Can innovation really mean security? In 90 manufacturing centers in 27 countries, Goodyear scientists and engineers are working every day to answer those questions and to ensure that your family is riding on the safest, most durable tires we can make. Peace of mind does have a name. It's Goodyear.
David Akers,
NFC Special Teams Player of the Week last week. Had a great game.
That's right.
Gets one here. Starting to become a little bit of a folk hero around here. Watch the good job by Coy Detmer on the snap, too. This snap's a little bit off, and he gets down the ground, and he gets it up in time. Gets the laces around, too. That's a heck of a job by the holder. You know, a lot of times you don't realize what goes into that with that snap and the snapper and the holder and how important it is to get that ball down and get the laces around.
Akers perfect this season. Made his last field goal the end of last season. Now with 12 straight is tied an Eagles team record. The kickoff, Glenn Milburn had trouble with it. Picks it up and brings it out. And the Eagles take him down. We've come to the end of the first quarter. The Eagles have the field position advantage and now a 3-0 lead.
Man, that sandwich was good. Is there another one? We're saving it for Dave.
You can't resist Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with all that bacon and cheddar.
Hey, Dave, why don't you stay out a few more laps? Okay. Where's that sandwich?
Here, I hope no one ate my lunch.
When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
They went to the same B school. Each started his own business the same year. So why is one company going global while the others are just getting going? Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet?
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Well, let's play bingo. 8, 10.
So your sister's grown up. What's she doing these days?
She just started law school.
Good. She can hook me up with some legal advice.
There are friends, and there are Molson friends.
So, Steve, you ever get that rash under control?
The Mets look to even the score as the long-awaited rematch of Piazza and Clemens takes center stage. World Series Game 2 tonight on Fox.
Welcome back to the Met in Philadelphia. We have a second game for you coming up right after this one. Washington Redskins at Jacksonville. And, of course, tonight, Game 2 of the World Series at 7:30 Eastern Time. Yankees and Mets in New York. On first down from the 11, McNown. Over the middle, Eddie completes. Across the 30 to the 35 to Eddie Kennison. It's been going uphill. The Bears have been going uphill throughout the game thus far.
Yeah, they have. They've started at their own 17, 8, 13. They need to get big chunks of yardage just to swing the field position. Every time they've had the ball, they've been, like you said, Sam, it's been going uphill for them. They need to get out, and they need to get up the field just to have this swing so that the next time they get rid of the ball, Philadelphia doesn't have to short field again.
Now they're out at the 35 with 3 wide receivers in the game, and James Allen in the backfield. Quickly outside of Kennison. Slips one man and gets up close to the 40-yard line. Brian Dawkins on the tackle. JB has another update.
Sam and Bill, you don't see a punt by St. Louis very often, and guess what? It's blocked by Gracie Walker, recovered by Mike Cloud. He takes it in. Kansas City continuing to put it on St. Louis. 20-0 starting the second. Back to Sam and Bill.
It's that time of year, JB. That's what it is. You know, you get in the middle of the season about week 8, and the excitement of the opening day is gone, and then you can't see the playoff picture.
James Allen tripped up short of the line of scrimmage.
And I'll tell you, you know, along that theme, it could be here too. You know, Philadelphia is letting Chicago hang around. You know, they're up by 3, yeah, but it's only 3. They should have come out and just squashed them quick, because you squash a hurting team fast, and then they start real in their mind. They're like, oh, geez, here we go again. But if you give them light, let them hang around, they're going to gain a little confidence and momentum.
Bears work out of the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Allen in the backfield. Got to get to the 45 for a first down. McNown wants to run. Gets outside. Not enough. Ridden out of bounds by Mike Caldwell, number 56, who's usually in on passing situations. Did a good job taking down Cade McNown.
Yeah.
And he's hurt.
Yeah, they got him on the sidelines. They got him pretty good, too, didn't they? Right at the sidelines, too. Mike Caldwell. Shoulder.
Yeah, it came down big on the left shoulder.
On that turf. That's his throwing arm, too. Remember, he's left-handed.
Down, slowly getting up. Meanwhile, Louis Aguiar's 4th punt with the win. Fair catch for Brian Mitchell at the Eagles' 15-yard line. And the battle of field position continues. 46-yard punt for Aguiar.
Anyway, it's fun to look back. I appreciate all the effort that's gone into this place since we started it. Dave, I guess you'll be the old-timer around here. For now, I'm focusing on taking a few trips, improving my golf game.
It's about time!
Thanks, Larry. Well, goodbye. It's been fun.
Imagine what the Journal could do for you. The Wall Street Journal and WSJ.com.
Our company needed managed internet solutions. PSINet delivered.
We needed managed web hosting. PSINet fit the bill.
I wanted multi-currency e-commerce. PSINet was there in over 160 currencies.
We needed transaction solutions. PSINet executed to specifications on time.
Simply put, I needed everything, and PSINet gave it to me.
Your business internet opportunity is knocking. Open the door. Call or contact us today.
Applebee's introduces new fire-grilled fajitas from the heart of Texas to your table. Steak or chicken sizzling in a Tex-Mex marinade. Served on a platter the size of Texas. New fire-grilled fajitas. It's a taste as American as Applebee's.
The Who, one night only.
How you doing out there?
It's a little chilly.
Get ready to rock.
Daddy's in the Who.
The Simpsons season premiere with The Who in 2 weeks on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Porsche. Discover what only Porsche brings to driving. By PSINet, the internet supercarrier. By the Wall Street Journal and WSJ.com, Adventures in Capitalism. And by Texaco, a world of energy.
Moments ago, Cade McNown walked off with members of the Bears medical staff to the locker room to be checked out. Jim Miller starting to warm up. He has not seen any action this season. On first down, McNabb to Darnell Autry with room. Across the 40, still on his feet, and shoved out of bounds by Sean Harris near midfield. 35-yard pickup. And across midfield will make it a 37-yard gain for the Eagles.
That's just this screenplay. And watch all the guys that get out. There's a block there. Jermaine Mayberry's out in front leading the way. A little bit of what Chicago does too, but just out of the format of a West Coast offense where you use your backs instead of your wide receivers on those screens.
Darnell Autry, who starred at Northwestern in Chicago, was drafted by the Bears. Now coming back with the Eagles. McNabb in trouble. Flanagan's got him. We talked about Darnell Autry, a great story. Still holds 19 Northwestern school records, including career yardage and touchdowns. He led the Wildcats to the Rose Bowl in 1995. He was a Heisman Trophy finalist, drafted by the Bears in the 4th round in 97. Had a decent rookie season, but then, after being let go the following season, picked up by the Eagles, left for a couple of years.
There he is.
There he goes on the draw play. Nice pickup, but there's a late flag in the Eagles' backfield. It's going to be holding against the Eagles.
I think they might have got John Runyon. You know, Runyon and Brian Robinson have been in a battle all day. After the play, they've been going at each other. It's been physical, pushing each other around.
Holding number 81, offense, beyond the line of scrimmage. Still second down.
Charles Johnson, wide receiver. Outside on the block after Darnell broke on the draw. You know, you always have your wide receivers downfield blocking. You spoke about Darnell Autry coming out. He came out of college early. He came out as a junior. He didn't get his degree. That was some of the immaturity process, too, why he was playing football.
3 wide receivers for the Eagles. McNabb throws over the middle short, and it's complete just across the line of scrimmage to Brian Mitchell, the safety valve on the play. Bring up a 3rd down and long. Eagles have to get to the Bears' 38-yard line for a first down.
You know, Autry, when you come out of college early, that's a big responsibility, you know, and he didn't get his degree, and he didn't have that to fall back on when things went bad for him for acting. He now is working with Harold Carmichael in the player development program. I think that's a great thing that each team has, working towards getting his degree and finishing school.
On 3rd down, everybody out. McNabb gets time and throws, and he broke it up, and it's incomplete.
Nice
Fine play by Walt Harris.
Nice break.
The left cornerback stepped in front of the intended receiver and knocked it down.
Very nice break. Because Charles Johnson was open for a minute. And that was all on Walt Harris on the break, because you give the separation, and it appears you're open. If it's a quarterback, look at it, it appears the wide receiver's open. But it was the break from Walt Harris to the point of the ball that disrupted that whole thing.
Sean Landeta into the wind with his 3rd punt of the game. Milburn. Whoa, hit immediately on the play by Gerard Cherry.
I don't think he ever saw him.
Cherry is an outstanding special teams player. Milburn Wanted to run it back.
That's a case where you think you got your guys blocked. You depend on R.W. McQuarters to get that block. He didn't get it done.
Ah, the usual, gentlemen?
Well, perhaps for Emmett, but I'll be having tea. Well, I'm the designated driver.
Not so quick, friend. I'll be having the tea, as I'm to be the driver.
Deny yourself if you like, but I'll be a driving.
Boxster. What only a Porsche brings to driving.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Got it. So what do you want to talk about?
Cindy. We broke up. I mean, she was perfect for me.
Oh, what a catch.
Oh, she sure was. She just tore out my heart and stomped on it.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
It really does. Oh, you guys are great.
Being there for a friend? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Millions of tourists flock to New York every day.
You crazy!
But when Mickey hits town, New York will never be the same.
We all gonna die!
Release the gun!
You can do it, Nicky! That's insane!
Little Nicky.
Did you just talk?
No.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, November 10th.
The perfect vacation becomes the adventure from hell.
I should have just given birth to chimps. Then at least I don't expect this kind of behavior.
Malcolm's season premiere in 2 weeks on Fox.
Eagles got Gerard Cherry when he became free for his special teams ability.
Well, they singled him up outside on the gunner right here. The single with R.W. McQuarters. He's expected to make that block. Glenn Milburn is counting on him to make that block. That's why he didn't call for a fair catch.
Jim Miller in at quarterback for the Bears. James Allen carrying. Picks up about 2 on the play. Jim Miller, his first game since November 25th of last season. He was suspended for the final 4 games of the regular season. Has not seen any regular season action this year. Replacing Cade McNown, who's gone to the locker room. 2 tight ends now in for the Bears, with Scott Dragos actually in at fullback. Delay to Allen. Finds a hole. Gets up close to the 17-yard line. Let's find out what the Cowboys are doing against Arizona. Let's go to JB for an update.
Sam, they're running well. The Capital, look at this run here by Chris Warren. 32 yards of paydirt. That culminated a 7-play, 73-yard drive. Dallas looking for its first win at home. Right now up 21-0. Back to Sam and Bill.
Thanks, JB.
Hey, it's no secret. If you're going to run the ball, you run it Simeon Rice. That play started left, and he was washed out of the picture.
Bears are 1 for 5 on 3rd down. Have to get to the 19-yard line. Miller rushed and sacked. Fumble, loose ball. Third sack of the game for the Eagles. Bears recovered. Hugh Douglas gets another one. He's leading the NFL.
Hugh Douglas got there first, and then a host of Eagles came around the ball. Watch Hugh. He just ran over Blake Brockermeyer. You see at the bottom, 96. That's Grassmanis. He came down low. Hugh Douglas came over top. Brockermeyer's foot got caught on the guard.
Aguilar. Good high kick. Ryan Mitchell from the 42. Gets up to the 48-yard line before he's brought down on the play. 46-yard punt, short return. Hugh Douglas leading the Eagles defense this afternoon.
Where do you find inspiration? Sometimes where you least expect it. With technology that takes you beyond old boundaries to something more inspiring. Like the compact ProLine server. With a 1.75-inch profile that fits everywhere, you can have your next big idea anywhere. Welcome to the new IT. Inspiration technology from Compaq.
Stinking ball! Go Rangers!
Tony! Hi.
Whoa, Amonte's off tonight.
Okay, Tony, that's an 82 for accuracy.
Got a piece of that.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
The 16-valve twin-cam Grand Am SE. Built with the enduring strength of high-performance steel. Because only the strong survive. The Grand Am was solid form design. Get over $4,500 in average finance savings on any new 2000 Grand Am with 0% APR for up to 60 months. See your Pontiac dealer today.
He's got to be here somewhere.
I have seen things that I can't explain.
I'm not going to solve the route. I know what I saw.
We're going to find him.
The defensive line doing great work for the Eagles. 24 of their 25 sacks.
And that's what enables this defense to be so good, that the guys up front can get there. Because if you don't have to fabricate a pass rush via the blitz, that's taking guys out of the secondary. Your secondary can stay intact while your front guys apply pressure. That's rare nowadays in the NFL.
On first down, McNabb gets rid of it, and there's a flag on the play. The completion to Chad Lewis at the Bears 42, and we'll check out the flag. On that last sack, by the way, it's a holding against the Bears. They gave the sack, they split it between Hugh Douglas and Paul Grassmanis. So give Douglas 1.5.
Grassmanis was down there around the legs, and then Hugh came over the top.
Holding, 55, offense, correction, 55, defense. That's a first down.
Thank you, Johnny. Sean Harris called for holding.
Look at Runyon. I see Runyon. Those guys have been going at it all day. Runyon's a mean, nasty guy for an offensive lineman. He's going at it with Van Tuine. Runyon's going to rub your nose in every chance he gets.
Two tight ends in for the Eagles. First down from the Bears 46. McNabb drops it off to Autry out of the backfield. Gets down to about the 40-yard line. Third catch of the game for Darnell Autry.
You know, Philly's had, you talk about field position. I think every time they've had the ball, it's been from their 40-yard line on into the Chicago side. And they're letting them hang around. They should be putting touchdowns on the board. When you have the short field, you've got to score and squash these. This is a team that mentally is fragile. And if you put points up on them, they'll fold. They'll think they're bad. You let them hang around, they'll think they got a chance.
Autry squirms his way down to about the 37-yard line. Bring up about 3rd and 1. Darnell Autry seems to be getting better each week, Phil.
Well, heck, he's been out for 2 years, you know. That's a lot. And I think it's really a tribute to him, his determination. When you're on the other side and you lose your car and your house, and he said at one point he had 6 quarters in his pocket and he was starved. He hadn't eaten for 2 days.
And was thinking about stealing a bag of chips. Fortunately, he didn't. Here's 3rd and 1. McNabb rolling, looking, under pressure. Gets rid of it, low and incomplete. And a late flag. Pass intended for Charles Johnson. Pressure from Brian Urlacher for the Bears. Let's check out the flag. It's against the Eagles.
Eagles and the penalties, that's been a big thing. And Andy Reid, that's not Andy Reid. You know, he is so meticulous in everything he does.
You know, they don't seem to mind the aggressive penalties, but here it's going to be ineligible man downfield.
Oh, it's the dumb penalties, you know, the dumb things that you do that you should never have happen to you. That's the frustrating thing. And they've got a ton of them.
Bears deciding whether to accept it or not.
Eligible downfield. Number 71, offense. Still 3rd down.
That's Jermaine Mayberry.
The thing about it is, for an offensive lineman, you see, when you have a scrambling quarterback, you know, and you're there blocking and you're blocking, he's going to be the right guard right here. And you're blocking, and you think that he's going to be taking off running, so you get downfield. So you say, heck, I'm going to go down and get him. There he is right there. That's him right here, because he sees out of the corner of his eye Donovan start taking off. So he thinks he's going to go out and make a block for him, because, you know, when you have quarterback, that's a hard thing to do for offensive linemen, because your eyes aren't in the back of your head. It's also tough for him to pass block. because they don't know where to take their defender.
Eagles have to get to the Bears 36 for a first down. Now the officials.
All right, wait. We've had way too much time with the officials on television right now. Okay? Yeah, let's go to Andy. We'll take a look at Andy. We'll take a look at Dick. That's okay. The officials, we can't have these guys conferring all the time.
Now we got a committee meeting here.
Heck, we're not even under 2 minutes. Even under 2 minutes, they usually confer. From upstairs, they can do that.
We've not gotten word on Cade McNown from the locker room. He was hit and went down hard on his left shoulder and went into the locker room to be checked out. Now Johnny Greer talking things over with Dick Jauron. All right, Johnny.
The penalty was explained wrong to the defensive team. They declined the pass. They want to decline the penalty,
and take
the play, which is an incomplete pass, and it's fourth down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Johnny Greer explaining it to Andy Reid. So now it is 4th and 1 at the 37-yard line.
And they're going for it.
And the Eagles will go for it. What do you think? What do you think about that? 3rd and 7 or 4th and 1? 2 for 4 on 4th down conversions this season. McNabb on the handoff. Brian Mitchell, first down. Oh, we know what
that's the old Statue of Liberty.
We know what they think about it now.
That's what that was, the Statue of Liberty. And another thing, they're in the shotgun too. McNabb's been in the shotgun a lot this week. And in practice, you saw a little bit of it last week with the trick play, but it's installed now. It's in the offense. It's something that Donovan McNabb likes. Andy Reid he's not like that. He doesn't like being that kind of guy. He likes a guy under center. But what it does do is it helps the blocking back step up in front and pick up that blitz in his face.
First down Eagles at the Bears 35 with 6 minutes remaining in the first half. McNabb being pressured. Runs away from the Bears. Gets down to the 30-yard line. Picked up 5 on the play. Sean Wooden, 5th-year man out of Notre Dame, came over as a free agent from Miami, made the stop.
You know, Thomas Smith and Walt Harris are really playing pretty well this first half. I mean, they've taken away Charles Johnson and Torrance Small. They've had these guys covered up. The deep ball hasn't been there. The wide receivers have not been there.
McNabb on the draw play. Cecil Martin, the fullback, gets down to about the 26-yard line and be about a yard short of the first down. The Eagles just rotating running backs, and it'll be Cecil Martin. It'll be Brian Mitchell. Stanley Pritchard has been in. Ampley has not seen any action as yet. He was picked up 2 weeks ago. Darnell Autry was the starter. Deuce Staley on IR, out for the remainder of the season. Here's 3rd and 1. Autry got a first down at the 24-yard line. The ball popped loose.
That ball came out, and I'm not so sure if his knee wasn't down.
Bears recover. A fumble by Autry, and the Bears have recovered.
That was close. Autry got in there. You know, this may be one you may want to take a look at.
Autry into the middle of the pile. The ball pops loose. Bears have it.
The 16-valve twin-cam Grand Am SE. Built with the enduring strength of hydroformed steel. Because only the strong survive. The Grand Am was solid form design. Grand Am by Pontiac.
There is no danger, however, as the satellite's now expected to smash into Quasi, an uninhabited part of the Australian outback. Scientists say the 12...
Do you, Yahoo?
Both took care of business, took care of their families. So why will one leave his loved ones with every advantage, while the other leaves everything to chance? Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet?
Introducing the new Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut. It's like a pizza inside a pizza. One thin crust piled with 6 cheeses sealed with another crust and even more cheese. And all for just $9.99. The Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
This fall, John Goodman is a normal guy with one little twist.
If it isn't my gay homosexual son.
Normal, Ohio premieres Wednesday, November 1st at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Fox.
Andy Reid on the sideline right now talking to Darnell Autry, and they're not going to challenge it, and Andy's making the right call too, because he gets into the pile here and his knee isn't down, it's over top of a bear. See, he's caught up top and the ball's out before his body hits the ground. That's a good call not to challenge it and waste the timeout.
Sean Wooden was the man who popped the ball loose. Bears' 9th takeaway of the season, 5th fumble recovery. On first down, Miller throwing outside, and Brian Dawkins was there to wrap up Marcus Robinson. And so far the Eagles have done a good job on Marcus Robinson, a man they really worried about.
Well, what they're doing is they're keeping the ball in front. As you saw Brian Dawkins close on that, Sam, and that's the thing. He's going to get his, and he's going to get his shot right there. But when he gets his shot, be there to wrap up. So let him catch the ball. Heck, you'll give him 2 yards. You don't want the big ones.
Miller with time going deep for Robinson, and he overthrows him, and Dawkins was right with him, stride for stride. What a great story Marcus Robinson has been. 3 years ago, he was the number 6 man on the depth chart at wide receiver. Now he's the star at wide receiver for the Bears.
But he, you know, when he was number 6, he was a number 6 that wanted to get better. You know, no matter what it took. Mark Hatley from the Bears asked him if he'd go over to NFL Europe to improve his play, to learn how to play wide receiver. And he did just that. He couldn't wait to get over there. And he improved over there.
4 wide receivers in for the Bears. They're 1 for 6 on third down, excuse me. The pass is caught but short of a first down. Up to 35. Reception made by Macy Brooks, number 83. Jeremiah Trotter with the tackle, and the Bears forced to punt again.
You know, this Bears offense is, you know, it's baffling because it's so difficult for the quarterback. You have a young quarterback in McNabb. He's expected to make all the plays. He doesn't get any help from the system. They don't run the ball enough to protect him. They don't have tight ends in to max protect to give him time to make decisions. Then you get Jim Miller in the mix, and he hasn't had any snaps this week.
Louis Aguiar's 6th punt. Fair catch by Brian Mitchell. 43-yard punt. The wait is finally over. Emmy Award-winning David E. Kelly, creator of The Practice, and Ally McBeal, brings you his newest series, Boston Public, coming at you tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central, followed by the season premiere of Ally McBeal.
Greg Blasch, the defensive coordinator for the Bears. You know, they're playing today. They're out here, you know. They're stout. The corners are matching up well. Defensive front seven's been solid. They're not giving anything up to Donovan McNabb in this Eagles offense. And he said he's going to unload the gun on him. He's going to empty the clip.
Make things happen. Darnell Autry on first down. Finds the hole and goes for more. He's got a first down. Close to the 35-yard line. Walt Harris dragged him down. Good run by Autry.
You know, that shows confidence that Andy Reid must have in Darnell Autry. You know, he fumbles the ball and he comes right back to him. The next time, he's a tough running back. He knows he's going to give you everything he has when he's in there. He's already proven that from the long road back to the journey he had. Training camp, last on the depth chart, all the way to the start and back now. It's amazing how things work in this league.
7 carries, 20 yards for Darnell Autry. Stanley Pritchett is now in as the lone setback. 3 wide receivers. McNabb with time. Nobody open. Dropped it off to Pritchett. Mike Wells hit him first. Pritchett gets up to about the 37-yard line. Late in the first half, and still only a 3-0 game.
Yeah, and you don't. This is bad for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is bad for them because they're letting Chicago hang around. They have no business being in the game right now. Chicago does. Everything has been Philadelphia's way. The field position's been on their side. They haven't scored points off.
McNabb with time. Open man, and it's complete to Torrance Small. Out of bounds at the Bears' 39-yard line. And we have reached the 2-minute warning, with the Eagles leading the Bears 3-0.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Charlie's Angels. The new film from Columbia Pictures opens everywhere November 3rd.
Push the tempo, push the tempo, push the tempo, push the tempo.
Come on, we're gonna miss happy hour.
Is this thing going any faster?
There's only one captain of this love boat.
Push the tempo, push the tempo, push the tempo.
Opens everywhere November 3rd.
The fastest way to save toward the new GM car or truck of your dreams is to earn 5% on every credit card purchase. The new GM card. What are you charging toward?
At Gateway, we know many businesses aren't big enough to have their own computer department.
Then what about training for my new guy?
That's no problem, too. That's why we put business centers in our Gateway Country stores.
We're hooked up to this hub.
Right. Share files, share one internet connection. Wow, cool.
So if you have a question about installation or need training, you can drop on by. Why do we spend so much time with the people who use our computers? Because in Gateway Country, people rule. Stop by or give us a call.
That last completion to Torrance Small, only the second to a wide receiver in the game. McNabb 9 for 14 in the game for 116 yards.
Yeah, the corners have been playing well for Chicago. Walt Harris has matched up well. Thomas Smith matched up well, except for that play right there. Thomas Smith lost his footing. Actually, I thought he had established his ground. You know, as a defender, when you establish your ground and a receiver runs into you.
The other corner is Walt Harris. First-round draft pick of the Bears in 1996. Now the Eagles at the Bears' 38-yard line have two tight ends in. One of them, Chad Lewis, in motion. Off the play fake, McNabb to Lewis. Hit immediately at the 35-yard line. Walt Harris and Sean Harris combining.
Here's Lewis at the bottom of your screen in motion. He's going to take this out and get right by the linebacker. When he sees the linebacker come, he turns it out to the flat. And then they close.
Lewis and Luther Broughton, two tight ends, are in.
Chad Lewis has some sure hands.
Yes, he does. Blitz coming. Quick outside. Torrance Small. Bears are there. Oh, they really did a good job of getting to the ball.
Yeah, and the Bears defense is flying all over the place.
Eagles called timeout. They've used 2 of their 3.
This is a 30-second timeout.
Replay TV. Some televisions have all the fun.
Back at the vet in Philadelphia, where the Eagles have a 3-0 lead on the Chicago Bears. 1:16 remaining in the first half. And the Eagles with a third down at the Bears' 35-yard line. Autry and Martin in the backfield. McNabb gets plenty of time. Throws for Todd Pinkston, but he couldn't hang on.
Thomas Smith was all over him, right on the coverage. Out of the break, Pinkston out of the break, Thomas Smith was right on his hip. Thomas Smith really has started playing well last week against Randy Moss.
My bad. It was Charles Johnson, not Todd Pinkston, the intended receiver. So now 4th down. And going into the wind, the Eagles will go for it. 4th and 7, have to get to the 28-yard line for a first down. Pressure on McNabb. Hit as he throws. It's the completion. And it's a first down at the Bears' 28-yard line. Autry found the first down marker. Good catch and a good play.
Urlacher was trying to stay up with Autry out of the backfield, but this is a really good throw by McNabb under pressure. Watch where he puts the ball right out here. That was perfect. And for McNabb to make that throw under the heat that he was on, he had somebody draped on him as he was releasing that ball.
Philip Daniels. So it's a first down for the Eagles at the Bears' 28-yard line. 1:05 remaining in the first half. Brian Mitchell in the backfield with Donovan McNabb. Fakes the handoff. Being rushed. Throws and completes to Charles Johnson. Breaks a couple of tackles. Gets down to the 2-yard line.
They want a timeout. They want to stop that clock now.
And that's their final timeout.
You know, that was a pretty gutsy call, I think, by Andy Reid, going for it on 4th down. Twice now they were down there in that area of the field on 4th down. He knows his team is a little bit flat and they're struggling with this Bears defense, and he's trying to pump them up. He's going to go for it on 4th down and get them some juice down here so they can capitalize and go in at halftime feeling good about themselves.
Philadelphia, number 3. This is a 30-second timeout.
51 seconds remaining. Nice effort by Charles Johnson, breaking a couple of tackles. Very sure-handed receiver. And the leading receiver among the wideouts.
Take a look at the drive for Donovan McNabb. That's coming alive now when the game's on the line right before the half.
And his accuracy, you know, we talked about McNown not having it. McNabb's accuracy has picked up in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's 3 or 4 weeks, and he's been good. And I think that's a product of him and what he's going. Even talking to him, he says he could see Cade going through some of the things he went through at the end of last year and early this year, just getting a feel for the offense and understanding what's going on.
Ball's at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal. Off the play fake, McNabb to Thomason. Touchdown. The second tight end, Jeff Thomason. Actually, they had 3 tight ends in on the play.
2 to that side, though. Chad Lewis went deep to the corner. Jeff Thomason went to the flat. Got it in his hands and stuck it across the end zone.
Second touchdown of the season for Jeff Thomason. David Akers for the extra point. He missed one last week. This one is straight through. And late in the first half, the Eagles get the first touchdown of the game and now have a 10-0 lead. A great drive for Donovan McNabb.
Here you see the 2 tight end side over here. Watch where they're going to come out of this picture. Lewis is going to come to the deep corner when they get off there. And at Thomason, here's Lewis, there's Thomason in the flat. You push the safety deep, and then you get the one-on-one matchup with the linebacker. And Thomason was just outside of Urlacher.
What a drive for Donovan McNabb. 9 plays, 77 yards, 8 passes, and he completed 7 of them. So now we'll see how the Bears respond as they fall behind 10 points in the game, have their starting quarterback in the locker room getting x-rays. David Akers teeing it up. Milburn and Marlon Barnes deep for Chicago. Akers in on the win. Kick high, coming down to Milburn at the 6. Got a lane and gets up to about the 30-yard line. Don Tollefson has an update on Cade McNown. Don.
Yeah, Sam, a lot of jubilation on the Eagles bench, but the news is not good on the Chicago Bears bench. Cade McNown has a separated left shoulder, obviously out for the rest of this game, probably for a lot longer, but not good news as the Bears now face a 10-point deficit with backup quarterback Jim Miller. Back up to you.
Thanks very much, Don. This was the play. Mike Caldwell riding him down on the sideline, and McNown came down hard on that left shoulder.
Came down hard on the hard turf.
Miller going outside and completing to Marty Booker, and Booker gets out of bounds across the 35-yard line. Bears have all their timeouts remaining. 36 seconds to go in the first half. Don't forget we have the Visa halftime report coming up with the guys in the studio. Scores and highlights. And our Fox Sports ticker with up to the second stats. 4 wide receivers for the Bears. Quick outside, Macy Brooks. And he's wrestled out of bounds by Troy Vincent after a 1-yard pickup.
You know, the one thing about Philadelphia is that they can't and don't play dime defense. So when you go 4 and 5 wide receiver sets on them, all they have is nickel. That's the 5th DB. That's Al Harris comes in. They keep Jeremiah Trotter and Caldwell in the game, 2 linebackers. Now that's uncommon in the NFL when you see 4 wide receivers. Although Chicago only has 3 in there right now at the present.
With James Allen in the backfield. Everybody out. Completing outside. Marcus Robinson on the reception is taken down at the 46-yard line. 24 seconds to go in the half.
See what they do? They keep their 2 safeties here, and then they get their 3 corners right here, because this right here is Macy Brooks. So then you have your 2 linebackers. See, there's Al Harris and the linebacker underneath. They still allows you to keep the safeties over the top. But when you go 4 wide receivers like you have right here, it's tough when you have 2 linebackers in there.
A pass outside, batted down, read beautifully by Bobby Taylor
on the blitz.
Oh, and if he had caught that, he's gone for a touchdown.
That's one thing, Jim Johnson. He's not. It doesn't matter to him. I mean, he likes the comfort of his safeties deep, and he allows those guys to become active up front. He will take shots and he will gamble. Here's Bobby Taylor on the corner on the blitz.
Bears stay with 4 wide receivers with 22 seconds to go in the half. Miller throwing down the sideline and incomplete. Was hoping that Marcus Robinson would get down the field, but the closest man to it was Brian Dawkins of the Eagles.
And then Marcus is trying to work that sideline. He's trying to get outside, and the Eagles don't want him to get outside. They want to keep him inside of him and in front of him. Marcus at that time was trying to get outside, and as he did, Sam, he stepped out of bounds. So even if he got there, that ball, he wouldn't be able to have caught it.
Bears offense has produced only 4 first downs in the game. Everybody out. Eddie Kennison wrapped up by Caldwell.
Nice play by Caldwell. He sniffed that out from the get-go. He saw the screen developing and shot through the blockers.
No gain on the play. Brings up a 4th down, and the clock has wound down. In the first half, the Eagles had the field position throughout the half. They finally got points on the board. Field goal by David Akers, 51 yards, and then the 77-yard touchdown drive finished off with a 3-yard pass from Donovan McNabb to Jeff Thomason. The Visa halftime report is coming up. JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris in the studio with scores and highlights, and then the Fox Sports ticker with up to the second stats. Halftime, Eagles 10, Bears nothing. Don't go away.
This fall, meet the faculty.
How many here think about sex more than
10 times a day.
Of Boston Public.
I had a crush.
Not a crush, Miss Davis. I'm in love with you. Could I just put my head on your shoulder?
From the Emmy-winning creator of Ally McBeal and The Practice.
I feel so clueless as to how to do this job.
Just follow the teacher's manual. I do.
Kidding.
Boston Public premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Don T and Billy V. Sports Sunday tonight on the Fox 10 o'clock news.
Ambling in a midnight trance, George saw his old flame flow, whisked by in Mambo Don's fine red car. Adios, night owl friends. Live it up in your crazy neon world.
Save over $4,200 on 2000 model year Dodge Neons.
You'll discover something when you switch to New Power. When you turn on the lights, they turn on just like always. Only now you can save up to 25% on the electricity portion of your bill, guaranteed. Start saving money today by calling 1-877-683-1608 or visit newpower.com.
Jeffrey! Mom!
New Power. Power to run your life.
Succeeding is believing. Sovereign Bank, a huge fan and official bank of the Philadelphia
It has a flat rear floor, so there's more room for your legs, which may or may not be a good thing.
Joey, cut it out!
Introducing the all-new Civic from Honda. Amazing, but true.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
No highlights for as we welcome to the Visa Halftime here in Los Angeles. Those of you watching Chicago and Philadelphia, you know that Cade McNown knocked out in the first half. Separated shoulder, he'll be out at least for the balance of the game. Eagles on top, 10-0 McNabb with an impressive first half.
Troy Aikman hoping to rebound from 5 interceptions last week. Here's a good way to do it. No, you don't throw interceptions when you hand it off to this guy, Emmitt Smith. 1-yard touchdown, Cowboys up 7-0. Wayne McGarity. Can he run? Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah,
can he move? Can he explode?
Yeah,
I know he can. He takes his punt return, 59 yards, touchdown. Cowboys up 14-0. Chris Warren in, spelling for Emmitt Smith. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackle. Turns on the speed, takes this baby 32 yards. Cowboys impressive right now, 24-0 over the Cardinals. Cowboys get healthy against the Cardinals indeed. Kurt Warner outside on the grass for the first time. How's it feel to be outside? Hey, not so good, Terry. James Hasty picks this baby off. This leads to a TD run, 7-0 Kansas City. Ball knocked up by Clemens, picked off by Browning. Then Gerbach out to Sylvester Morris. He's a receiver, but he throws it to Derek Alexander, 31-yard gain. This led to a field goal, 13-0 KC. Rams punt. Whoa, Bracy Walker burst in, blocks it. Mike Cloud scoots it in the end zone, 20-0 Kansas City. Where's the tight end? Gerbach says, I got you, Gonzalez. There's the touchdown right there, 27-7 KC. Impressive. Torrey Holt, Warner says, we're not going to give up. Back in the end zone, 18-yard touchdown. Whoa, hang on, Nelly, for a big comeback. Here come the Rams, 27-14. Chiefs 18-3 at home against NFC opponents right now, as you said, nursing a 13-point lead. Jeff Garcia. Man, this guy has turned out to be quite a quarterback. Rolls out on the run. Terrell Owens takes it, breaks a few tackles, 32 yards. There you go. 9 TD catches on the year, 7-6 Carolina. And then Garcia back, this time picked off by Mike Minner, and he takes it back 30 yards for the score. Garcia's first interception after 151 attempts. Carolina 24, 49ers 13. George Seifert 3-0 against his old squad, looking to go 4-0 as we take a look at the rest of the scoreboard.
Falcons on top 13-7. Ricky Williams going for his 5th straight 100-yard rushing game. We'll see what happens in the second half in the battle between Flutie and Culpepper. Bills on top 10-6. That at the halftime. Patriots own the Colts at home, trying to do it in Indianapolis, up by 6, that in the third. Ravens haven't given up a touchdown in 13.5 quarters, but give up one to the Titans here and losing by 1, 7-6. Oh, Chris, the Bengals. Oh, Chris,
hey,
the Bengals.
That's a win.
You say that's a win?
That's a win.
Chicago and Philly, Chris.
You know, the Chicago fans have been wanting to see Jim Miller for a long time, certainly not under these circumstances with Cade McNown getting hurt. But this is now an opportunity for Jim Miller to start getting the ball down the field. They got to get it down the field, not these dinky-dunky little passes.
I agree. Cade McNown has struggled all year, in particular last week versus Minnesota, missing a number of wide-open receivers.
Yeah, but McNabb, the other quarterback for Philly, pretty impressive first half.
And he is learning on the job and doing very well indeed. Second half of Chicago and Philadelphia will be coming up as the Visa halftime continues after this.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. A city rips apart of the seams while the nation looks on. In Game 1, the Yankees won out in a 12-inning marathon.
Base hit. Yankees win Game 1.
Now, the Mets look to even the score as the long-awaited rematch of Piazza and Clemens takes center stage. Mets, Yankees, World Series Game 2 tonight on Fox. Where will you be when history is made?
Are you ready?
I used that amendment thing. What was it?
The Constitution.
Right.
For an all-new season
Elaine, no, bad girl.
of Ally McBeal.
I like that.
Robert Downey Jr. joins the cast.
I should have knocked.
Are you making tea?
Ally McBeal. The new season begins at 9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Continue to file in. It will be a sellout here.
Back at the vet in Philadelphia, where the Eagles, led by the passing of Donovan McNabb, have opened up a 10-0 lead on the Chicago Bears. McNabb has hit 14 of 20 for 154 yards.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
News with Joyce Evans and George Mellet tonight on the Fox 10 o'clock news.
Can you imagine a world where you can take your shade with you? We can. An automatic rear sunshade. Just one of the many innovations you'll find within the sanctuary of the Infiniti i30. It's all the best thinking.
Hey, I've got to take off. You're leaving already? We've got a meeting. Early tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Get out of here.
There are friends, and there are Molson friends.
Okay. One more round.
That was easy.
Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone.
It's here. Ford Truck Month. Now get low 2.9% financing for 60 months on 2000 Ford F-150. That means over $5,800 in interest savings. Or choose $1,000 F-150 cash back. It's Ford Truck Month. Now at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
There's another internet out there. A whole new experience powered by your cable. Faster than 56K. Faster than DSL. And you could be up and running today with a free at-home quick start kit from Comcast. So call 1-888-950-HOME for your free kit, plus 1 free month of Comcast at Home. Or check out Comcast at Home at Comcast.com. Welcome to the cable-powered internet, the internet you always imagined.
There's nothing like the look of the survivor. You look into their eyes, you can't help but be overwhelmed.
These people are the true warriors. I mean, they're out there struggling with life and death.
But yet, if we could come out there and just give a helping hand and let me add an extra year or so.
If I can do that, then this whole trip is worthwhile.
Log on to NFL.com on Tuesday, October 24th and click NFL for Her. The NFL will donate $5 for every page view up to $50,000 to the Komen Foundation. Log on to make a difference.
We're back at the vet in Philadelphia, moments away from the start of the second half. And something you don't often see is one of our broadcast team members in the locker room at halftime. Well, Bill Moss was down in the Eagles locker room at halftime. Bill is outside the locker room right now. Bill, what was it like in there?
Well, they have oranges, Sam. They're sliced up, and I got to have a few of them. But the players, I'll tell you, it was business as usual. Real professional. They're in there. They broke up into their groups. They went over adjustments. Defensively, they won turnovers. Offensively, a couple ways the offensive line to pick up the blitz adjustments. Andy Reid pulled them all together and said, guys, we've had the field position. We need points off that field position. That was the big thing. But it was business as usual in the locker room. These guys are ready.
What kind of intensity did you feel in there, Bill?
You know, it was real professional. It was like, okay, we came in, we're looking at what we did wrong. All the coaches were drawing on what they did. Donovan McNabb had a little ice pack on his wrist. He seemed to have hurt that late in the second quarter, but he'll be ready to go. They like the man-to-man matchups outside. They say if we get him again, Donovan, throw downfield.
How much time did they spend talking about the game plan for the second half?
You know, it's all adjustments. It's what they were seeing, what they saw out there, some of the different wrinkles. Chicago came in, and Greg Blosch, of course, he was blitzing them, how the offensive line can pick up that blitz and how to do it, and offensively, how they can get bigger plays off of what they're seeing out of their defensive package.
Bill, get on the elevator and get back upstairs.
I'm coming up. I'll see you in a minute, Sam.
Okay. Let's take a look at some of the numbers in the first half, and it favors the Philadelphia Eagles offensively. See the passing yardage, and Donovan McNabb is hooked up with 8 different receivers in the game. The Bears offense, as Dick Duran told our Don Tollefson moments ago, has really struggled to get anything going momentum-wise. In fact, 5 of their 7 possessions in the first half started from their own 13 or back farther. 2 for 9 on third down conversions for the Bears. The Eagles, a couple of big plays on fourth down in the first half. Here's Paul Edinger. The ball rolled off the tee, and they'll start it all over again. As we get set to start this second half, the Bears without starting quarterback Cade McNown, out with a shoulder separation. You see the flags blowing in the wind. Wind gusting anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour. Edinger, the rookie, out of Michigan State. Brian Mitchell and Nay Brown are deep for the Eagles. Edinger sending it deep to Brian Mitchell. 3 yards in the end zone. He takes a knee. Don Tollefson talked with head coach Dick Duran of the Bears, asked him why they didn't use their timeouts in the first half.
At the end of the half, after you got the ball following the kickoff, you didn't use your timeouts. Why?
Well, we did. We got out of bounds. We would have used the timeouts if the situation warranted. Would have liked to have and thought about taking a timeout with 1 second left and throw the ball at the end zone. But the way things were going, we decided we'd get into the locker room, talk it over, come back out 10 points down and go after them.
All right, good luck in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
Bears trying to regroup. Bill Moss is back.
What I missed?
Just the kickoff, no problem. Eagles from the 20 on first down. McNabb puts it up and completes to Charles Johnson, but he's thrown for a loss. Good coverage by the Bears. Defensively, Dick Duran told our Don Tollefson the defense did a good job, didn't get that fourth down stop, and that hurt. But other than that, they've done a good job keeping the team in the game.
You know, the one thing right now is they've got them pinned down back here. They're inside the 20. Okay, now they can, if they stop them here, keep Philadelphia from getting the first down. They can turn that field. They didn't have any field position the whole game. Chicago, did they cross the 50? I don't believe they did.
Blitz coming. They pick it up. McNabb looking for someone to get open. Finally, it's Jeff Thomas in the tight end. Gets up to the 25-yard line. where Brian Robinson, the defensive end, stopped him. Bears defense with a strong effort in the first half. Did a good job covering the wide receivers.
Yeah, and 25, 27, 25, 27. That's when it's all been as far as it's outside. Thomas Smith, Walt Harris. Then when it came time for the run, Urlacher's been in there. Wells and Flanagan held up tight.
Here's 3rd and 4. Urlacher, a rookie, leading tackler. McNabb under pressure, going outside, incomplete, intended for Torrance Small, and Walt Harris was right there again.
That's a big tempo setter for Chicago, and their defense has been setting the tempo. Their defense has been good enough all year long. They've held teams. No teams have really come in there and blow them out. They had some trouble with Tampa Bay, but other than that, they've been in games. Their offensive side, the production level, they didn't cross the 50-yard line today. They haven't got to midfield, Sam. You can't expect to win games if your offense can't get across the 50.
Fourth punt of the game for Sean Landeta. Wobbly kick into the wind. Milburn comes up, takes it on the run. Flag is down. Milburn spins away, and now the Eagles pull him down.
Well,
Ike Reese was there, number 58, 33-yard punt. We'll check out the flag.
You think your punter doesn't love that? Huh? That really helps his net.
Dick Geron looking on.
He has that emotional look on his face all the time.
But he says he feels it. He feels the emotions inside.
Holding number 24 of the receiving team during the kick. Will penalize from the end of the run.
From the end of the run. That's it. It's not from the spot. It's from the end of the run where it goes down. They were up there around the 45-yard line. They're all the way back now to the 23 and a half.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by October 26th and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
Get the power of 3, the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
We are no longer the underdog. We're not a small company or a struggling upstart. We're not Davids, they're not Goliaths. You could say we've succeeded, and in doing so, we created something bigger than a car, bigger than a factory, bigger than us. And best of all, we're not done creating.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Saturn, now with 2 distinctively different car lines, the L Series and S Series.
Cade McNown, separated left shoulder, arm in a sling, talking it over with third quarterback Shane Matthews. Bears from the 23. Miller handing off to James Allen's got a good hole. Bounced it outside and gets up close to the 35-yard line. Troy Vincent made the tackle. Well, for the Chicago Bears, they struggled offensively. Now the Eagles with the lead What did you sense down in the locker room, Bill?
You know, it was really professional. You know, everybody was quiet. They got in there. They broke up into their individual meetings. But, you know, they were talking. When Andy came out at the 2-minute warning, got the team together, he said, hey, we've had the field position. We've got to score points. Offense is up first. Let's get it done.
Any players doing any talking in there?
Yeah, you know, in their little groups. They were all together. And, you know, the quarterbacks were all together with their coach. The linemen were all together with their coach. Everybody was in there going over individually what they did. Then they came together as an offense and a defense, and they went over all their checks and what they had to get. And then the head coach got the whole team together. So it's individual, then it's offense, defense, then it's team with Andy. And then he put it on the offense. He said, you guys are up first. Let's get points. And you saw the outcome there, though. It was not a first down.
Now the Bears trying to get something rolling. Play fake by Miller. Wants to go deep and airs it out. And it is intercepted by the Eagles. Brian Dawkins off the tip. Cuts it back inside. Dawkins in Bears territory. We've got a couple of flags down on the play.
You're going to have a flag, I believe, on the play at the line of scrimmage for a holding. And then there's a flag after the play on the return.
Bobby Taylor tipped the pass, and Brian Dawkins with an alert play to pick it off and return it.
It was a bad throw. Yeah, I mean, it was Marcus Robinson was down the sidelines, but that ball.
Fouls on the play. Holding, number 78 offense is declined.
Yep.
Holding, number 43 of the intercepting team will be accepted, and Philadelphia keeps the ball. First down.
Interception for the Eagles. Second of the season for Brian Dawkins.
There will be moments when the planets align. The heavens part. And the car god smiled down upon you with the beautifully clear, winding road. The mid-size L-Series performance sedan. Because it would be a shame to disappoint the car gods.
This is an ordinary cell phone. This is Nextel, and it's going to change the way you do business thanks to Direct Connect, its digital two-way radio feature. Frank? Not yet. It ensures instant contact. Bridget?
Got it.
Cost a fraction of cellular. It just passed. And it makes other cell phones...
Ready now.
Obsolete.
Direct Connect from Nextel. How business gets done.
Buy a Nextel Internet-ready phone starting at $99.99 and get an identical phone free.
Kickamus, Maximus, Buttimus for PlayStation 2. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Rated E for everyone.
We'd like to show you scenes of the new series from the award-winning creators of Sex and the City, but kids may be watching.
Wow, isn't that a crime?
The Street premieres Wednesday, November 1st on Fox.
Let's get to work.
You know, Jim Johnson said he wanted some turnovers from his defense. First thing you got to do is you got to get pressure. That's Hugh Douglas. You can see the hold right there on Blake Brockermeyer. But there's the pressure, and that forces this throw, which was a bad throw. He threw this. He threw it to Marcus Robinson, but he had a safety over the top as well. Bobby Taylor tipped the ball up, and Brian Dawkins, it was all hustle on his part and alertness to the ball.
Eagles from their 35 with Autry and Martin in the backfield. McNabb drops it off incomplete. Try to go to the fullback. Cecil Martin circling out of the backfield.
Jim Johnson, defensive coordinator. They've got a lot of takeaways with this defense. You know, that's what his group's all about, is getting these guys to take that ball away.
McNabb off the play fake, gets time, drops it off short again. This time Cecil Martin, and this time he's got a first down. At the 46-yard line, Sean Harris made the stop for the Bears.
You know, you can see the difference in the offensive philosophies. You know, it's a good mix for the Philadelphia Eagles. They get a little run game going. They get some passes to the backs. They get them out in positions for them to make plays. They'll take their shot with the tight end. Then they'll work a little bit outside. Then they'll come back to the run. It's a real good mix. With Chicago, it's all the quarterback trying to throw the ball to the wide receivers all over the place. There's no conventional offense.
Darnell Autry on first down. Gets up to midfield. On the Eagles sideline, a foot injury for Mike Mamula. They're taping him up. Earlier in the game, opening kickoff, the backup safety, Rashard Cook, was injured, suffered a concussion. He's out for the game. Mike Mamula here, the word from the sideline is he's questionable to return. He usually comes in on passing down situations. Autry and Pritchett in the backfield. Blitz coming. And Autry gets into Bears territory. Down the 47-yard line. It was Pritchett on the carry, excuse me. Mike Wells with the stop. Stanley Pritchett coming over as a free agent from Miami, and he becomes very important in the offensive scheme.
You know, Big John Runyon, you talk about it. I saw him before game, Sam. He drank 8 cups of coffee down on the sideline. You know, and if you have any wonder of why he's after people after the play and jumping on them and kneeing them and holding them down, I think it's that caffeine rush he's got going.
I agree with you there. 3rd and 4. Just missed. And a completion to Charles Johnson at the 35-yard line. Clyde Simmons, who started his career here in Philadelphia and has 121 career sacks, just missed Donovan McNabb.
You know, Donovan McNabb never gets hot in a game because everybody's always fanning him. He has more hands waving at him as defenders walk by. It cools him down. He comes through the line of scrimmage, his hands waving right by his face.
Clyde Simmons played 8 years with the Eagles, and in 1992 led the NFL with 19 sacks. Stanley Pritchett in the backfield. Big pickup for Pritchett. Pulls his way across the Bears 25 for a first down.
Nice blocking on the left side of the line with Trey Thomas, John Welborn, Bubba Miller. Watch the movement they get over here. Now see the side they get here. The nose is down in here. Here's an end. So you have your backer. Look at, there's the reach. There's the reach. Then they get the, look at that, all the way across. That's what opens that thing up. That reach block, they take the step and they get on the outside shoulder of the defender, and then they get him sealed off.
Now the Bears starting to run, the Eagles starting to run the ball very well here. 7th play of this drive. Last run was an 11-yard pickup for Pritchett. Quick to the outside of Johnson. Picked up a couple of yards on the play. Mike Brown wrapped him up in a hurry.
All the Bears defenders. I give the Bears a heck of a lot of credit on defense. They've been on the field. These guys are flying around. Every time the ball, you watch where the ball is and watch how many white jerseys are around that ball at the end of the play. But, you know, this offense for the Eagles, Andy Reid has this thing going. Donovan McNabb has got a real good grasp of what's going on with it. They bounce the ball around, a little run, a little quick pass, a little tight end, a little wide receiver. And it's a mix, and it keeps you off balance as a defense.
2 tight ends in, Autry in the backfield, the play fake, McNabb looking. Comes back to this side to Autry. Spun away, lost the football. And the Bears have it. Second
flag
fumble in the game.
There's a flag out in the middle of the field. Let's see what this call is.
Second fumble lost by Darnell Autry. Warwick Holdman recovered for the Bears.
If this is on the Bears, it'll nullify that fumble, but here comes the Bears offense.
Woo boy, holding against the Bears.
Holding, 59, defense will penalize 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. First down.
So instead of a fumble and a Bears recovery, the Eagles get a first down.
There's Holdman right here, and he's holding up the tight end. Now Darnell Autry caught himself a fine break here.
Tony Parrish knocked the ball loose. The Eagles now at the Bears 18, checking off at the line of scrimmage. McNabb, short drop. Thought about running. Now he sprints out and throws for Charles Johnson at the 12-yard line.
He got fanned again. Donovan McNabb just got fanned again. People are fanning him as he runs by him. He's amazing as the pocket closes around him. He's really amazing because most quarterbacks kind of just collapse right into the pocket as it closes down around him. Watch McNabb when the bodies get around him. He's inside here, and now he becomes something special. He's got people all around him, but he finds where that open air space is and gets through it.
Such a great athlete. Eagles at the Bears' 12-yard line. Everybody out. McNabb gets time. Throws to the end zone, incomplete. Try to hit Amp Lee. So Amp Lee getting in on some action here. His first action since the Eagles picked him up.
The Bears defense, no pressure that time, and they've been out on the field. This has been a heck of a long drive. McNabb could stand in the pocket all day there. Nothing came up the middle. Talked about that aggressive Bears defense running all over the field. Like when you're out there as long as they are, it's tough to consistently get that rush to the quarterback. 10th play, over 5 minutes on the field in this drive.
There's a big third down play. Lewis in motion, 3 wide receivers in, everybody out. McNabb, plenty of time. Now being rushed. Colvin missed. The throw is incomplete as he threw it away up into the first row of the stands. Good catch by one of the fans.
The fans are loving it too. Yeah.
But no points for that one.
No points. Akers is coming out.
Colvin came close to getting McNabb, but he missed as well. David Akers, who is 11 for 11 this season, has made his last 12 dating back to last season, trying to set a team record.
They got a
consecutive field goal.
Pretty good field goal rush with these guys right here in the middle. To see if they're tired.
29-yarder is good. David Akers sets an Eagles record. He's made 13 consecutive field goal tries, 12 in a row this season, and the Eagles lead 13-0.
Engineer Chuck Bazina believes a truck should know the difference between a 2-year-old kid and a half-ton of pig iron. For the GMC Sierra, his team developed a system that comprehends weight and balances braking, designed to give the driver unsurpassed control. From professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks. And now during GMC Truck Time, visit your professional-grade dealer for some numbers that are sure to stop you in your tracks.
Good morning, Branded Industries.
Yeah, is Kaplan there?
Hi, sir. No.
Thompson?
Not yet.
Schreiber?
Kickboxing, sir.
Harris?
Haircut, sir.
Miller?
No.
Durkin?
No.
Bradley?
He's not really a morning person.
Don't we have anyone who knows how much business can be done before 8 a.m.?
Yes. Steve.
Steve who? Put him on.
Hello.
Steve, keep up the good work.
Okay.
UPS delivers overnight by 8 a.m. to more places across the country than anyone. UPS, moving at the speed of business.
Dr. Pepper, you make the world taste better, yeah. You make the world go around and round. You pick it up, you can't put it down. Dr. Pepper, you make the world taste better. You make the world taste better. You make the world taste better.
If you thought being a student was hard, try being a teacher.
I heard some students giggling in the corridor. I could tell it was at my expense, so I went online. Just look.
Oh, come on.
The bad part is coming.
From the creator of Ally McBeal and The Practice, Boston Public premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
David Akers can settle down. He can breathe easy. He's been kicking well for the Eagles.
There's a guy that, when he first got here to Philadelphia, he lives over in New Jersey, wouldn't buy an easy pass for $60 because he didn't think he'd be around long enough.
Milburn at the 15. Brought down at around the 34-yard line. So the Bears have got to find a way to get things going. They're still in it, but down by 13.
Back in those days, we had no money for games. The only game we had was
Kick the kid with one shoe. That's why I fancied Lycos Gamesville. It's all free, there's prize money galore. Now I'm the one that's kicking butt.
Whatever you're into, dig into it deeper on Lycos.
Here you want sushi and wasabi.
Wasabi.
Yeah, wasabi.
Wasabi.
Wasabi! Wasabi!
Wasabi. Wasabi.
Wasabi!
Wasabi.
Wasabi!
Wasabi.
Wasabi!
Engineer Chuck Bazina believes a truck should know the difference between a 2-year-old kid and a half-ton of pig iron. For the GMC Sierra, his team developed a system that comprehends weight and balances braking, designed to give the driver unsurpassed control. From professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks. And now during GMC Truck Time, visit your professional-grade dealer for some numbers that are sure to stop you in your tracks.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. By Lycos, whatever you're into, dig into it deeper on Lycos. And by GMC, from professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks.
Back in Philadelphia, the Bears, this is their 9th drive of the day, their 9th possession, and their best starting point of the game, the 33-yard line. They have 2 tight ends in there. Cincino in motion. James Allen. Nice hold, gets up across the 40 to the 42, where Damon Moore took him down.
They're at the 42-yard line. If they can get 5 more yards,
yes,
they'll have reached the furthest point they've been all day. So let's root together.
You're not allowed to root. You have to be impartial.
You know, it's really discouraging. You know, I feel for the defenders on the team.
Jim Miller seeing his first action this season. Allen, nice run, dragged down by the ankles by Jeremiah Trotter. Update on the Rams at Kansas City. JB, take it away.
Well, the Gerback to Derek Alexander combination worked well on his drive. Alexander 3 catches for 62 yards, including this 30-yard haul right there. They're up 34-14. Kurt Warner out of the game with a broken finger on his throwing hand. Trent Green is in. Back to Sam and Bill.
Big story developing in Kansas City. How about that? Rams in trouble of losing for the first time, and Trent Green in. That pass intended for Kasim Cincino, a former Eagle and a former Syracuse teammate of Donovan McNabb, was incomplete. Cincino just picked up a few weeks ago, has been blocking well, and they've used him in the passing game also.
You know, you talk about that tight end position with Cincino in there. Their veteran guy is Dusty Lyman. It is. And he's a rookie that played linebacker last year at Wake Forest.
Draw play to James Allen across midfield and pushed back. First time the Bears have gotten into Eagles territory in the game.
Scott Dragos, another tight end they picked up. They traded Alonzo Mays and they got him out of there. Then Allred gets hurt.
And we have an injured Bear down. Or is it, I'm sorry, it's one of the Eagles down on the play. Corey Simon. Oof, and the Eagles have to be holding their breath on that one. Simon has done such a great job. Originally, when they got him, first-round draft pick, they figured to bring him along slowly. But he played so well, solidified the defensive line with great strength and quickness in the middle. He really has helped that defense. And now, concern, there goes Andy Reid out on the field again. Concern for his rookie defensive tackle. 5:03 to go, third quarter. We'll step out for a moment with the Eagles leading the Bears 13-0.
Our first lesson this morning will be the sit and stay command.
and say sit, stay, sit, stay, sit, stay.
This dog's in big trouble.
Buy online, return to the store.
No problem.
BestBuy.com. It wasn't that easy.
What do you got on James Allen, Emmett? Back in Philadelphia, Hollis Thomas looking on as his defensive partner is being helped up.
That's really quite a threesome they had in there, too. Yeah, Hollis Thomas, and then Corey Simon, and Hugh Douglas.
All right, Simon limping on the left leg.
Look at him. You see his power from the waist down? That's where that guy plays. That's your anchor. He doesn't get moved out of there.
Replaced in the lineup by Paul Grasmanis. Here's a big third down play for the Bears. They've got to get to the Eagles' 41-yard line for a first down. Everybody out. Pass is thrown low. Might have been tipped at the line, intended for Marcus Robinson. And Corey Simon on the table along the sideline. He quietly, even as a rookie, you get the sense that he is becoming a leader for the Philadelphia Eagles.
He's a mature rookie. Very mature rookie. I asked him where he got it. He says his mom. He says he had a tough mom.
Louis Aguiar's 7th punt, low snap. Good kick. Mitchell, fair catch at the 10-yard line. So now the field position going for in the Bears' favor. 39-yard punt.
What if you cause a serious accident? How much coverage should you have? Do you want lower premiums or a smaller deductible? What about rental car reimbursement? Some people say they can put a policy together in 15 minutes. I've never thought doing it fast was as important as getting it right. You're in good hands with Allstate. Mine.
My name is Master Chief Billy Sunday, and I am God.
A man who won't give up.
Reporting for diving school. Beware what you wish for.
And a man who won't back down.
You think you're better than me? You're damn right I am.
Are about to test.
We got an unknown contact, probable Russian submarine.
The limits of survival.
I got a man dying down there. Stand fast.
And the depths of courage. Robert De Niro.
What makes you try so hard?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Because they said I couldn't have it.
Men of Honor. Rated R. November 10th, only in theaters.
Only one thing can come between Ally McBeal and her man.
How's the sex?
I don't care to talk about that.
Ooh, is that good, huh?
Robert Downey Jr. joins the cast of Ally.
I should have knocked.
Season premiere, 9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Washington Redskins 5-2, tied for first place NFC Eastern Division, are at Jacksonville, and that game's coming up immediately following this game. Bonus coverage for those in the Philadelphia area. And then tonight, game 2 of the World Series, 7:30 Eastern time. Yankees and Mets. Yankees won last night in 12, 4-3. Stanley Pritchett takes it outside. It's across the 10, about the 11-yard line. Warwick Holdman on the tackle. Corey Simon off the table, bending down. Is that a good sign, Bill, when you
That's
can bend
a great
like that?
sign. Yeah, it really is. You know, when you're playing the interior of that line, and it's a knee, you're grabbing a knee and you're rolling around, you're hurting, you can come over and do that. That's a big plus.
Checking the stability of the knee. Ball spotted at the 12-yard line. Neff sends everybody out, drops it off to Cecil Martin, and the fullback gets up to the 18-yard line. Thomas Smith brought him down.
And that play right there is what is the difference in Donovan McNabb and Cade McNown, or whatever Bears quarterback is playing, to me. Because now you've got, you see, you were backed up. You had like 2nd and 8. Now you have a manageable 3rd and 2. Because of that, you get the ball right out, a little confident. If it's not downfield, a little swing pass out into the flat to your running back, and then you have a manageable 3rd down situation.
2 tight ends to the right, 2 wide receivers left. Now Johnson in motion on 3rd and 2. McNabb drops it off short for Chad Lewis. Did he hold on? No. Incomplete. Pass was thrown low. And so the Eagles are 3 and out. That's an important defensive series, I think, for the Bears, because they're going to get some good field position here.
You know,
why are you laughing?
Yeah, well, it's just.
What? Go ahead, say it. Don't hold back. Come on, big fella.
You don't let a team hang around.
Well, the Bears are still there. 5th punt, low snap. Landetta gets it away high but short. Milburn wants to let it drop. Takes an Eagles bounce and out of bounds in Bears territory at about the 42-yard line. Still good position for the Bears to start a drive.
Remember we were talking earlier about the snap and the hole, and Coy Detmer got it out. Bartram's been a big plus for the Eagles this year. He's really solidified their deep snapping. Now, on a punt snap, you see how he's got his hands on the laces?
Yep.
Yeah, that's like he was a quarterback in high school. And for him, that's just quarterbacking. But on a short snap, a field goal snap, see where the laces are straight ahead, because watch where the laces end up. Right at they always end up facing away from the kicker. He's got that thing down, and that's really been the plus for Akers, and it's also been a plus for Landetta. The consistency on where the snap is.
Came in from New England. Play fake by Miller on 1st down. He fires over the middle, almost intercepted. Once again, Brian Dawkins closed quickly on the ball, but just couldn't hold on.
It looks like Brian Dawkins is back to his old form again as that ball hawk. Always around the ball. Always, you know, he had that appendectomy and he was out, and we saw him in the locker room the other day, and we said, how was it to come back after 2 weeks? And he said, well, I was back. I could play, but I wasn't mentally ready to play. Because he didn't know how long that surgery, you get cut, and it took him a while. He lost about 10 pounds for that thing. He hasn't gained it all back yet.
Macy Brooks in motion. James Allen carrying. Up to the 46-yard line. Time for another update. Let's go to JB in the studio.
Hey, Sam, tell Bill, here's a guy who's back and ready to play. Trent Green in for the injured Kurt Warner. What does he do? He hooks up with the tight end, Roland Williams. 31 yards for the strike. St. Louis trying to climb back into it. 34-21. They're trailing Kansas City. Back to Sam Rosen and Bill Moss.
Thanks, JB. Nice to be able to go to a Trent Green when your number 1 guy gets hurt, huh?
Well, they've said all along that if Kurt Warner were to go down, that this guy's just as good.
3rd down for the Bears. They have to get to the Eagles 48 for a first. Miller 0 for 4 thus far. Throws and completes. And a 1st down. Eddie Kennison down to the Eagles 41-yard line. Damon Moore chased him out of bounds, but that's a big play for the Bears.
It's a huge play because guess what, Sam? They crossed midfield. The Bears are in Eagles territory.
This is their deepest penetration of the game. The Eagles 41-yard line. By the way, Paul Grasmanis, number 96, is in at defensive tackle, replacing Corey Simon. And now some confusion on the part of the Bears where they were going to line up with 4 wide receivers in there. So the Bears spend a timeout. We're late in the 3rd quarter.
Here at VMI, we were asked to try the Norelco Advantage for 21 days. There was quiet dissension.
I'm not giving up my blade.
And anxious inquiry.
The heck is this? Goo?
But then we started to realize the lotion actually gave us a closer, smoother shave than we expected, without the nicks and cuts of blades. Our fear diminished. Our hopes arose, and life got a little less hairy.
Come on, babyface, move it.
The Norelco Advantage. It's guaranteed or your money back. Norelco, put it to the test.
What a great start to the World Series last night. Game 2 is tonight. Mike Hampton goes against Roger Clemens. Now 7:30 Eastern time. It all starts on Fox.
Now,
yes.
Now, for you, would it have been a great game last night if the Yankees lost that one?
It wouldn't have been as great as it turned out to be. Two tight ends in for the Bears. James Allen, no hole. Clogged up nicely. The middle linebacker, Jeremiah Trotter, did a good job on the play.
You know, Jim Johnson, he doesn't fret if you get a big play on him. On that big play that they got, they blitzed Bobby Taylor off the corner. And then he got the big play on him. But, you know, you would think that they would say, whoa, wait a second, we'll back off again. No, he says, well, you know what, I'm going to come after him again. And he did just that. That was a run blitz that time. They blew the thing up, but he didn't hesitate to go after it.
3 wide receivers in. Miller works out of the shotgun. Pressure from Douglas, complete short to Macy Brooks. And he is down at the 34-yard line. Al Harris made the stop.
That's that matchup we've been talking about with Hugh Douglas and Blake Brockermeyer. You know, and all the time too, Hugh is just there. You know, when you battle each other. Now the stats may show one thing, may know another, but at the end of that battle, only the two players battling know who is the dominant one.
3rd and 4. Allen. Eagles pull him down. It's going to be just short of the first down marker. He had to get to the 31-yard line.
You know what? Go for it. You get back in the huddle, line up, and go for it. I don't know why they ran that play on 3rd down anyhow.
You didn't like that call?
No, I didn't. You know, and this is going to be a situation, 3rd and 4, and they run the ball. I don't think they've got 4 yards all day on the ground, and then they're going to come back here and probably go for it on 4th down and throw it when it's 4th and 1.
They're going to measure here before we get to the play with just seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And you can see just inches short.
Turned about a foot.
So let's see what the Bears come up with here. The Philadelphia crowd urging on their defense. The Bears trying to get some momentum going. 2 tight ends in. Cincino and Lyman. And time runs out. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter with the Eagles leading the Bears 13-0. First, the message from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
DeBoer's Court, now with a new time. Weeknights at 5:30 on Fox.
Even though Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo is more refined and civilized than ever, rest assured, it still hasn't lost its animal instincts. Now returning Daimler Chrysler lessees with exceptional credit can get a $339 a month lease on Grand Cherokee Laredo.
We were with the patriots who fought and bled for these stars and stripes around the world. We are the makers of America's firearms. But now we're being bullied into a new fight with politicians and lawyers who are using your tax dollars to sue us for the acts of criminals they won't stop, threatening our constitutional rights and what we fought so hard to preserve, America's freedom.
Summer wind came blowing in from across the sea, lingered there to touch your hair and walk.
The all-new Lexus LS 430. Imagine how you'll feel driving it.
We sang a song.
Back in Philadelphia, where the Eagles have a 13-0 lead, but it's a very uncomfortable lead, isn't it, Bill?
Well, it's uncomfortable because they haven't dominated on the chances they could dominate and take this game away. They're leaving Chicago in it. They're leaving them hanging around. Here it is, 4th and a foot.
Quarterback sneak by Jim Miller, and I think he got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are correct, Sam.
Jim Miller, 7th-year man out of Michigan State, played in 5 games last season, was 2-3 as the starter for the Bears. Gets the first down.
No, this is a big thing. Olin Kreutz is just back. He had that knee surgery. He was out. Watch the drive they get in there. They get their elbows, shoulders underneath pad level, and they get that push up that way. Just enough for the first down.
2 tight ends in for the Bears. 2 wideouts to the right side. Allen, the running back.
Watch this. Watch this down here.
Everybody out. There it is. Time, and it's broken up incomplete. Good coverage on the play by the linebacker, Carlos Emmons.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play by Carlos Emmons. See, here it is, first down. And they come out there with a 2 wide, and they walk the Will linebacker out there in that side, and they play a zone. See, here's your 2 inside. There's strong linebacker, Mike. Here's the Will. Carlos Emmons is over here. And watch him walk. He's going to come into the picture right here.
Now
that was nice.
You're using the terms Mike and Will. Explain
Mike
that.
is middle. Will is weak. Sam is strong. Like you.
Sam is strong. I like that. Scott Dragos, number 45, the blocking back in the backfield. Allen, end around. Here comes Eddie Kennison with a couple of blockers inside the 20. Fights off a tackle, gets down to about the 10-yard line. Nice play by the Bears and some good blocks.
And this is why, as we mentioned, you just mentioned right before the 4th down, you said 13-0, but it's an uncomfortable 13-0. And this is the reason. Philadelphia has dominated this game in every aspect of it. Here's the reverse. Watch Miller try to get a little block there as well. But when it's only 13-0, you know, you can break a play like that. Could have gone. Anything can break. They're in this area right now. A quick 7, and then they're a touchdown away from winning the thing.
1st and goal at the 9. Play fake. Miller in trouble. Avoided Douglas and runs. Slides to about the 7-yard line. And I'll tell you, the Bears can't afford to lose Jim Miller now. Douglas just misses him here.
He got fanned. but watch, he thinks the ref, he must think this is like a base. He thinks that's a home base or something. Remember when you used to play tag when you were a kid and that one base was always safe base?
Right.
He thought the referee, he goes, if I make it to the referee, I'll be safe.
2nd and goal at the 7. Miller looking in trouble. They got him. He throws it away. Oh, dangerous play by Jim Miller. With Jeremiah Trotter draped around him, Miller threw it wildly and was almost intercepted.
Yeah, Brian Dawkins was out in the scene again, too. But I'm not so sure if this shouldn't have been in the grass. I mean, they had him wrapped up. They're spinning him around right there, and he's throwing the thing away. There's Brian Dawkins. Almost picked that off.
3rd and goal at the 7. Eagles have 5 defensive backs in. Bears with 3 wideouts. Everybody out. Miller to the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Eddie Kennison. Covered on the play by Al Harris.
That wasn't pretty. No, it really wasn't, you know. As soon as they saw them spread out, you're spread out, you're down on the goal line. There was 3 defensive linemen down. There was only 5 in the box, and there were huge gaps in between the guys that were down. You've got to check to a run there.
Paul Edinger will try to break up the shutout with a 25-yarder. And it's good. Edinger with the strange kicking style developed at Michigan State, but the rookie puts it through. The Bears are on the board for the first time.
Makes your eyes light up.
The all-new Lexus LS 430. Imagine how you'll feel driving it.
I never get enough of that wonderful stuff.
E-business solutions. Judging from the number of e-businesses going out of business, most haven't solved anything. At Dell, we design our servers, storage, and services to make it easier to get results. They help us generate $15 billion a year in e-commerce alone. Now that's what we call solutions. What about you? To find out more, visit Dell.com. Yep, it's that easy.
Dell E-Business servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Lexus and the all-new LS430. Imagine how you'll feel driving it. By Dell, providing the infrastructure to power your e-business. By Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet? And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper makes the world taste better.
The good news for the Eagles was that Corey Simon was back.
Yeah, Corey Simon was back, but look, there's only 6 in the box, and this is where they got to check the run. Okay, you come down here, you block, look at the lane right in here. You run James down right through there. You're on the 8-yard line, punch it in. When you see 6 in the box, when you've got them spread out, take it.
Edinger kicking off. Brian Mitchell at the 8. Juggles, drops it. Tries the return, but he is taken down across the 15-yard line. Mitchell upset with himself. The Eagles, good news, Corey Simon back.
They both worked their way up the ladder. Same executive perks, same 6-figure salaries. So why does one look forward to early retirement, while the other looks forward to the 15th and the 31st? Some people already know our financial representatives excel at a lot more than life insurance. Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet?
What do I want the internet to be? I want it to be like Frank here. He really knows customers. Package Frank. Put him together with the internet. Now you've got something. You know, I just want doing e-business with us to be more human.
Today, Nortel Networks is combining the power of the new high-performance internet with the tools your business needs to deliver stronger, more Frank-like e-business solutions.
Come together right now over me.
You sure about this?
I want everyone to know who I love. How much is this again?
50.
50. All I got is 41. Come on. I get it fixed, Donna.
Very funny. Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
Bears defense has been on the field a lot now. Will they wear down? They have in second halves this season.
And that's because how hard they play. I mean, they've been on the field a lot time-wise. They're always running around to the ball. All the white jerseys are always around the ball.
Eagles start from the 16-yard line. Chad Lewis in motion. Off the play fake. McNabb drops it off to Darnell Autry. Gets up to the 25-yard line, close to the first down marker, maybe a yard short. Chased out of bounds by Mike Brown. Donovan McNabb now 22 for 33 in the game and over 200 yards passing.
He's really seeming to fit in well with what Andy's trying to get done. You know, his passing rhythm is there. When he drops back, he feels comfortable what he's doing in the pocket.
On 2nd and 1, it's Autry cutting it back for a first down. Nice run by Darnell Autry. Up to the 33-yard line. Good block by Cecil Martin leading him through.
It's amazing how training camp and the rigors of football and all that stuff that goes along with football and the sacrifices, it's pretty acceptable when you lose your house, your car, you don't have a nickel to your name.
Makes you appreciate things, doesn't it?
And Darnell Autry does.
9 carries, 32 yards in the game, plus a couple of receptions. Eagles on first down. It's Autry. Nothing there. Wow.
No,
that's a one-man stuff job.
That wasn't wow. That was Wells.
A one-man stuff job.
And that's what he's capable of doing all the time. Took 2 Eagles linemen into the backfield, literally with his shoulders. Watch Wells right here on Welber. Watch the push.
Look at this.
It swells them all up. They're trying to hold them back.
He takes on 2 guys and makes the stop.
Yeah, you want to talk about a fire plug. That's Wells.
Loss of 4 on the play. Stanley Pritchett in the backfield for the Eagles.
That's all.
Robinson jumped off. Pritchett gets back up to the 32. Brian Robinson looked like he was offside on the play for Chicago. A lot of strange goings on in the NFL today. Minnesota is losing in the 4th quarter at home against Buffalo. St. Louis is losing in Kansas City.
Offside. 98. Defense. Still second down.
Denver is losing in Cincinnati. And Indianapolis is losing at home to New England.
And I attribute it to the middle of the season, the 8th week. As a player, I can remember back in week 8, 7, 8, and 9, right in there, you lose the glamour of coming together as a team in the beginning of the season. It's been a long time since you started back in training camp.
2nd and 9. McNabb the play fake. Drops it off to Autry, and he drops the ball. Time for an update. Let's find out what's happening with one of those games. JB.
Well, I tell you what, Kansas City, St. Louis, take a look at Kansas City. Kimball Andrews, 6-yard TD run to make it 40-21 Kansas City. Next series, Trent Green answers right back. 2nd touchdown toss of the day, 3rd of the season. That one to Torrey Holt. 40-28, 18 seconds left in the 3rd. Back to Sam and Bill.
They got a long way to go. Can the Rams get a stop in that game?
Can't ever count them out. And you know what? That's what Mike Martz was worried about the whole time down there, is his defense giving up too many points.
Eagles have to get to the 43. Flag on the play. They whistle the play down. It's a false start against Philadelphia.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 69, offense. Still 3rd down.
It's Big John.
I thought that caffeine might have wore off by now. He's still jumpy.
Did he give you a cup?
No, I wouldn't take a cup.
Big John Runyon. So the Eagles set back to the 29. They've got to get to the 43 for a 1st down. And here's an important play for the Bears defense. Stanley Pritchett, the lone setback. Everybody out. McNabb steps up. Nobody open. And the Bears with a hard hit. Urlacher with a big shot. Roosevelt Colvin and Brian Robinson with a tackle. Urlacher's done a good job learning the linebacker position.
From being a strong safety, yeah. And he's aggressive, and they utilize him on blitzes, and they bring him around the edge and the corners and stuff. One area he's got to work on a little bit is just taking on the blockers with his hands and getting off the blocks. That's something he's never had bodies around him trying to block him before, being a strong safety.
6th punt of the game for Sean Landeta. Good kick. Milburn at the 13. Avoids a couple of men. Flag on the play. Gets across the 20. And we'll check it out. 50-yard punt for Sean Landeta. Had the wind with him.
Boy, they sure don't help
themselves. Holding on the Bears. Nope. It's Keith Armstrong. Went to Temple University here in Philadelphia. He's the special teams coach.
Holding number 24 of the receiving team during the return.
Keep saying 24. That's Cliff Milburn. How do you hold on the return?
He was holding the ball.
They were a dream team, determined to go for the red.
Did you find a good parking space?
We're eating dinner on Mars.
But now their only way out
What's that?
is sudden death.
What the hell is going on?
Come on, come on!
Val Kilmer, Carrie Ann Moss, Tom Sizemore. Red Planet. May the last man win. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, November 10th.
Can you hear me? Over.
Yeah, hi. I just have a quick question about placing a limit order.
Sure, I'll continue to hold. It's only been 42 minutes.
Thanks a lot.
You, want to grab lunch?
Lunch? No, I had lunch yesterday.
Telling you, bud.
Switch to Ameritrade.
Switch? And miss soft hits of the 80s?
Physical, physical.
Go to Ameritrade.com. Ameritrade. It's how you get somewhere on Wall Street.
I know what I saw.
They will find him.
The search begins. The X-Files season premiere, 2 weeks from tonight on Fox.
Good job by John Harbaugh's unit of punt coverage
Look
today.
at that number right there. 0 punt return yards today.
And that guy, Glenn Milburn's a good returner. Now, the holding call should have been on 32. They called it 24, but it was on Marlon Barnes. The Bears start from the 10-yard line.
If that was the St. Louis Rams, I'd expect it. They never punt.
Miller on first down. Eddie Kennison on the catch. And up the sideline, out of bounds at the 32-yard line. 5th catch of the game for Eddie Kennison. Damon Moore chased him out. A 22-yard pickup. The Bears down by 10. The Eagles defense, including this game over the last 5 games, has only given up 51 points. There's Kennison. 5 defensive backs in for the Eagles. James Allen finds an opening.
Pretty good break.
Caldwell takes him down. He gets up to the 40-yard line. Nice run by James Allen.
Pretty good break. And that's what James Allen is. James Allen has that ability to make you miss. He's a tough runner. He'll get some tough yards. He can always get tough 4 or 5 yards. He doesn't have that breakaway speed you'd like, that if he gets in the open field, the second he gets an open field situation, he's gone.
Curtis Enos inactive again. 3rd consecutive game he's been out with a shoulder injury. Miller on 2nd down, deep down the sideline for Robinson. Nice adjustment and a great catch by Marcus Robinson. And he won't let him pull him out of bounds. They're going to spot it inside the Eagles 30 at the 26.
You know, that's actually, that's where he threw the ball. He threw to the back shoulder. Watch the coverage. Al Harris has him covered pretty good. And right here, when he turns his hips right here, now he's going to throw to the back shoulder, right back here. That's a great throw and adjustment by Robinson back to the ball. Because as soon as Jim Miller saw Al Harris turn and run with him, he threw the ball to the back shoulder.
What a great job he's done. 1st down Bears at the Eagles 26. Allen, no hole there. Corey Simon was there along with the middle linebacker, Jeremiah Trotter.
And Carlos Emmons came off the weak backer position too. That was a blitz. He came right away. He lined up outside as if he was walking out the pass coverage, and then the snap of the ball, he came and closed that end off.
Loss of a yard. James Allen, 17 carries, 75 yards. Important drive here for the Bears. 7:20 to go, 4th quarter. Eagles with a 10-point lead. They pick up the blitz. The pass is dropped right through the hands of Marty Booker.
They were setting up that screen, and Marty wanted to run before he had the ball in his hand. And he's out there on that corner too, right where the sun was. The ball was thrown up in the air high, and he had to glance up and look, and that's right where the sun, see where he was, right? He was right out in here, and as he was looking, the sunlight was coming right into his eyes there.
They have to get to the 16 for a 1st down. 4 wide receivers in for the Bears. Allen in the backfield with Jim Miller. Blitz coming. The handoff to Allen at the 20. Still fighting forward and is very close to a 1st down. Great effort by James Allen.
And good play calling by Gary Croton. He saw the situation. He saw that sneaking up on the blitz. He checked out of it and went to the run.
It's short, but not by much. And they'll bring in the chains to show you how much. The offensive coordinator, Gary Croton, whose name has been mentioned along with Andy Reid as possible head coach at BYU.
At BYU, yeah, with Lavelle Edwards.
They'd love to have either one of those guys.
Sure. And, you know, they've talked with both coaches about it. And the situation where both perfect fits for that job.
About 1.5 feet short. Andy Reid says, hey, I'm happy here. Gary Crowton says, I haven't talked to anybody. And he's got a job to do with the Bears. So here is 4th and 1.5 feet for Chicago. Scott Dragos, the blocking back in the backfield with James Allen. Allen to the 15. He's got a first down. Jeremiah Trotter comes up pointing the other way, but I think he's going to be disappointed.
Oh, they didn't put it. They didn't spot the ball at the 15.
But Johnny Greer says it's enough.
Gave it to him?
Yep. It's across the 16, and it's just enough. Allen fighting for that half yard. Bears sustain the drive.
They got the clock running. I see that play calling. The clock got down to 3 seconds as Jim Miller got under center. Look, he's looking. He's like, when did they start that clock on him? That's the big question. That's what Miller wants to know.
Oh, she left the signal. Looks like they're at it again. Miller Lite, we should just get a room.
Do you hear that?
I'm just gonna be sore after this one.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how's yoga? Great.
Getting together after class? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Yeah, I think I pulled something.
There's online holiday shopping. Wow. And then there's online holiday buying.
My elf here will be happy to download your credit card.
And then we'll watch those interest charges load up. Ho, ho, ho.
Don't fear big holiday interest charges. Apply for the Cyberized Capital One card now and pay 0 interest until May. That's 0 interest on all your holiday purchases.
0 interest, humbug.
Click on CapitalOne.com now. What's in your wallet?
Oh, Lord, it's hot. It is hot. Bob, turn up the AC, man. I'm getting nothing back here.
Thanks to a liquid-cooled oil cooler that comes standard on its 32-valve I-Force V8, the Toyota Tundra can tow up to 7,200 pounds, even in extreme conditions.
Bob, you remember that time you cradled me in your armpit? It is that hot right now.
The Toyota Tundra, better from the ground up.
Hey, look, meet Mirage.
USA Today calls Boston Public the Monday show to watch.
What are you doing?
Not a whole lot, sir.
Series premiere at 8/7 Central tomorrow on Fox.
If you joined us late, Jim Miller replaced Cade McNown, who suffered a separated shoulder in the second quarter and is on the sideline, arm in a sling. And the Bears, trying to sustain the drive, are down by 10 points. But here in striking distance, they were very upset with Johnny Greer about starting the play clock too soon.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, Dick Durant's still talking to him about it. They had to waste a timeout because the play clock got down to 3 after they spotted the first down.
Right now, the Bears are down to 1 timeout remaining.
See, that play clock started ticking while they were still spotting the ball before they gave the first down signal for ready for play.
3 wide receivers in for the Bears. James Allen, the setback. On first down, it's Allen. Gets down to about the 12-yard line. Good blocking up front. Kreutz, the center. Todd Perry and Casey Wegman. Wegman's held up pretty well at right guard, hasn't he, Bill?
Well, he made a nice block on that short yardage run. They went right over him. Went right over him and Big Cat for that first down. That big 4th and a foot.
On second down, Allen tried to cut it back, but he's dragged down.
Nice play.
Hugh Douglas with a great tackle. He's having an all-pro season.
You know, and watch how explosive he is, and watch how quick he gets into the backfield. That's playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. As a defensive lineman, you'll find that the real good defensive linemen, that's where they play their game, on that side of the football.
Bears have to get inside the 6-yard line for a first down. Everybody out. Miller drops it off short. May have been deflected. It's incomplete.
I think it was tipped at the line.
So now the field goal kicking unit is coming on.
I think Corey Simon got a piece of that ball. It looked like somebody tipped it right in the middle. There's Simon. There's his mitt right there.
They're up there.
He's back in there. He had that banged up knee. He was down on the ground. Heck, he's no Andrew Galata.
33-yard attempt for Paul Edinger. It's on the way. And it's good. So the Bears are within a touchdown. Edinger 2 for 2 in the game. And it's now a 13-6 Eagles lead with 4:41 remaining. We've got a lot going on Fox today. Don't forget, second game coming up. 5-2 Washington Redskins, tied for first place in the NFC East, are at Jacksonville. Jaguars are 2-5, but very tough, always tough at home. And then tonight, starting at 7:30, game 2 of the World Series, the Mets and the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Yankees won it last night at 5 minutes past 1 Eastern time. Jose Vizcaíno with a base hit. Tino Martinez scores. Yankees win 4-3.
Well, I can tell you were up pretty late last night because you were late coming down for the car this morning.
Oh man, I was writhing in pain on the floor when they didn't score in the 10th and the 11th.
I could just picture you two in your hotel room. Now, are you going to make it back in time tonight?
Oh, I will. Jim Miller going to the locker room. What's that all about? We'll try and find out.
Well, usually when you run into the locker room like that without your helmet, without an escort, it means one thing. And I think it's number 1.
Okay. All right, enough said. Edinger kicks off. Line drive. Bounces past Brian Mitchell. Into the end zone. That's a live ball. Now he downs it. And a touchback, and the Eagles go from the 20-yard line with 4:32 remaining in the fourth quarter. How do the Eagles play this?
The Eagles got to score on this drive, because in the second half here you saw a couple big plays that Chicago's gotten on their last couple series. That's been something that they've been building up. They have a little bit of confidence. They know they can make those plays. You don't want to give them another shot at making those plays.
Okay, Miller's back. Play fake, McNabb. Over the middle, it's intercepted. Tony Parrish stepped in front of Chad Lewis, and the Bears have intercepted. Deep in Eagles territory at the 22. Huge play.
Can you smell it?
Wow.
Can you smell it?
What a turnaround. What a play by Tony Parrish.
He was rolling the rollout. He had to jump over Jim Flanagan to make the throw, and as he did, he threw it behind Chad Lewis. Chad Lewis had to stop, and as he stopped, Parrish cut in front of it.
5th interception of the season for the Bears, 2nd of the season for Tony Parrish. And now the Eagles defense has got to come up with something. 3 wide receivers for the Bears. Wobbly pass thrown by Miller way over the head of Marcus Robinson. Cade McNown, Jim Miller, yards per play.
You know, Jim Miller, I don't know where he was throwing that ball. He didn't see, but watch Kasim Cicino sit right down in here. You know, you've got to be able to see what's around. Look, wide open.
3 wide receivers for the Bears. 5 defensive backs for the Eagles. Blitz coming.
Now he's going to force it to him. See,
Mike Caldwell
into the huddle. That's exactly right, Sam. He broke it up nice break on the ball. He was there. Kasim Cicino came back in the huddle and said, look, I'm here. I got the same coverage. Come back to me. That time, Miller just locked his eyes on him and forced it to him.
Now it's 3rd and 10 for the Bears.
Yeah, so what else is new? It's always 3rd and long for the Bears. When was the last time they were 3rd and real short?
4 wide receivers, 3 to the right. Allen in the backfield. Eagles showing blitz. Here they come. And a pass is dropped by Macy Brooks. So here comes 4th and 10. With 4:15 remaining in the 4th quarter. Bears down by 7. And they're going to put 3 points on the board. Well, you know what? I think it's a pretty good move. There's plenty of time to get the ball back.
4:15, yeah. And now they're hoping for something to happen that hasn't happened yet when they get that ball back.
40-yard field goal attempt. Aguiar, the holder. The kick on the way. And it's good. Edinger is 3 for 3. The Bears get 3 points off the turnover. And now it's a 13-9 game. Getting very, very interesting here. Well, as you said, from the outlet.
Let them hang around.
They've been hanging around, and now
it's been all Philadelphia's fault, actually, from the onset of the game. You know, here's a fragile team. Now you know at 1-6 that they're a dangerous team because, you know, heck, you're talking about people's livelihoods, people's families, people's jobs, and nobody wants to be 1-6. And in the NFL, you know, when you play a team like a Cincinnati right now, or San Diego, or the Bears, you don't want to see them because you don't know what they're capable of doing and how they're capable of erupting. But for the most part today, the Birds have held them in check. They've shut down their offense. Been good defensive play. Their offense just hasn't capitalized on the opportunities they've had.
Now for the Bears, the other point, besides getting 3 points on the board, only 30 seconds ticked off on the game clock. So with 4:10 remaining, there's time for Chicago. Edinger, deep kick.
Good kick.
A couple of yards deep in the end zone, and Mitchell won't run it back. Next Sunday, catch the best professional figure skaters in the world as they compete in the Grand Slam Super Teams of Skating. Brian Boitano, Katarina Witt, Brian Orser, and Nicole Bobek headline a star-studded field of Olympic and world champions. Round 1 of the Grand Slam Super Teams of Skating next Sunday on Fox. Eagles 196 yards in the first half, 84 here in the second from the 20. Darnell Autry. Good pickup. Got about 7 on the play. And Autry, who's fumbled a couple of times, got to hold on to it.
Watch the hands as he comes through this time through the line of scrimmage. Watch. He's got both hands on the ball. He's got that thing tucked away hard as he gets in traffic. And you see the people trying to strip the ball.
11 carries, 35 yards for Darnell Autry. Again, straight ahead, nothing there. The middle shut him down. Urlacher was there. And Mike Wells, the tackle in the middle linebacker, shutting it down.
There's Brian Urlacher. You know, we talked to him the other day, and he's a guy that loves to just be physical. You know, I told him, I said, hey, when I see you making those hits and stuff, you come up smiling. I said, well, where did you learn? He said, the first time I ever played defense and I made a big hit, he said, I fell in love with it. And I wanted to hit everything that moved.
3rd down. The carry by Stanley Pritchett for a first down. They had 3 wide receivers in. They went inside to Stanley Pritchett, and he got enough for the first down up to the 32.
Pretty good job of just blocking. And when you get into this point of the game, you put the game on your offensive line. Runyon blocks down, and there's the seal right there. He takes Brian Robinson out of the picture, and there's the hole. And that's just a good job. You got to give it when you have a lead in a game and you're in the 4th quarter and you're inside 4 minutes. Put the game on your offensive line and let them maul, let them pound, and let them take over a game.
The Bears have called timeout with 2:18 remaining. They are out of timeouts now. The only other stoppage they'll get will be at the 2-minute warning. And now the Eagles' job is to maintain possession.
Yeah. And, you know, you've seen the numbers they've had on the ground. I don't know if they can continue to just chew it right here. Now you want them to. You want them to put it on the offensive line, like I said. But Darnell Autry, he's laid the ball on the ground twice. He's only got 35 yards rushing.
Around the league, we talked. Minnesota has come back. They lead Buffalo 28-27 late in the fourth quarter. Indianapolis is leading New England now 27-23 late in the fourth quarter. But the Rams are still trailing by 19 midway through the fourth. Here's first down for the Eagles. Autry up to the 35-yard line. And now we'll come down to the 2-minute warning. Andy Reid knows he needs another first down to be able to run out the clock. Dick Jauron got to find a way to stop the Eagles or
that's the 2-minute
take
warning.
the ball away.
How about stop the bleeding? That's what he has to find out. Dick Jauron's got to figure out a way to stop the bleeding.
Eagles lead it 13-9, 2-minute warning.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by First Union, your guide to the financial world.
What kind of a company are we? We're a company of 70,000 people. People not all that different than you. We have families, children. We have your same hopes and fears, your same dreams and expectations. We've come from little towns and big cities, from farms and playgrounds and dusty ball fields, from schools throughout the country, some famous, some small with unknown names. The people of this company are not that much different than you. We're a community, one with a shared conviction that it's our job to make others' lives better and easier and more prosperous and secure. And knowing that if we can just do that, our lives will be better too. Who are we? We're First Union, and that's the kind of company we are.
Sandwich was good. Is there another one? We're saving it for Dave.
You can't resist Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with all that bacon and cheddar.
Hey, Dave, why don't you stay out a few more laps?
Okay.
Where's that sandwich?
Here. I hope no one ate my lunch.
When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Recalls, wait lists, apologies. How about tires? Pep Boys has quality truck tires from $69.99 in stock 7 days a week. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
The Mets look to even the score as the long-awaited rematch of Piazza and Clemens takes center stage. World Series Game 2 tonight on Fox.
Here's what's shaping up in the NFC East. If the Eagles hold on, they'll be 5-3. Washington's at Jacksonville right after this game. Giants, this is their bye week, and next week, Philadelphia is at the Giants.
You can't say shaping up with Andy Reid in the background, Sam. That's how the conference is coming together.
I see.
You can't say shaping up.
No, no affront meant intended there, Andy. He's a good man. He's done a heck of a job. And now, 2 minutes remaining. Eagles second down. Chad Lewis in motion. Autry straight ahead for about a yard. Bears cannot stop the clock.
No.
They've got to find a way to take the ball away from the Eagles.
They'll let this clock run all the way down.
Forty-second play clock just ticking away. This is a third down for the Eagles. Autry and Martin in the backfield. McNabb's going to hold on to the ball. Takes it wide. Gets knocked down hard by Urlacher. Inbounds or out of bounds?
I just don't know if you want at this point in time to have your quarterback doing that, because you're talking about 11 frustrated guys on defense. Very frustrated guys. And they're going to take it out on whoever has the ball.
What happened there is the shove by Urlacher knocked McNabb out of bounds and stopped the clock. So McNabb got too close to the sideline.
Yeah, you want to go down. I mean, go down if you know you can't get it.
Landeta. High kick. Milburn. Fair catch. Wave for. At the 18, at the 19-yard line. So the Bears have got to come 81 yards. 44-yard punt for Sean Landeta.
In a minute 4.
And no timeouts. Cannot stop the clock.
What you try to do here is you work the sidelines. You work it 2 to 3 times. Get your plays out of it. Then take your shot in the middle of the field. Because when you're working the sidelines, you're going to get the safeties to open up. And they're going to open up the middle of the field. But you've got to make those sideline shots work now.
4 wide receivers for the Bears. Now 5 wide receivers. Excuse me. Everybody out. Miller goes short. Macy Brooks. Caldwell is there. Takes him down at the 28-yard line. Clock running. No huddle for the Bears. 50 seconds. On second down, everybody out. Miller under pressure. A leaping attempt by Eddie Tennyson, but it's off his fingertips, and then he took a big hit from Carlos Emmons.
Now, Hollis Thomas laid a big hit of his own. As Jim Miller let this thing go, he just plants Miller in the ground, and then Tennyson gets it from Carlos Emmons.
42 seconds remaining. 3rd and 1 for the Bears at the 28-yard line. James Allen, the lone setback. Swing it out to Allen. He's got the first down, gets to the sideline and stops the clock.
Nice move by Allen by setting it up as if he was coming up for the first down, then taking it back outside, picking up the first down and stopping the clock.
35 seconds remaining as Gary Crowton tries to come up with something. The Bears lost their starting quarterback, Cade McNown, shoulder separation. Miller trying to find a way to get him back. The Bears have gotten only 3 field goals in the game. Miller gets time, completes to Cincino, the tight end. Gets up to the 40-yard line, but the clock will continue to run. Carlos Emmons with a tackle.
They're not getting off me either. See how the Eagles are slow playing it, laying on them.
Got to spike it.
Get up.
Miller's got to spike it. Everybody gets set. Now the clock stops with 16 seconds.
16 seconds. You have time for 3 plays.
Provided they go toward the sideline, I would think. Over the middle, you don't have much time.
No.
Jim Johnson's team continues to hold people off the scoreboard. Only once this season have the Eagles given up more than 17 points. That was in week 2 to the Giants.
It's an underrated group when you talk about good defenses in the league.
Miller out of the shotgun, everybody out. Pass is incomplete, almost intercepted by Mike Caldwell. Cincino, the tight end, with the intended receiver. Boy, Caldwell does a good job in coverage.
He does a great job. You know, that we mentioned earlier that they play that nickel defense, and they stay in that. They never go dime, and they keep 2 linebackers in there.
And here's the dilemma. You've got to get a first down. It's 4th down, and there's only 12 seconds remaining. Gary Crowton knows it. He is running out of time. 4 wide receivers in. Make it 5 now. It'll be Hail Mary time. Nope, they go over the middle to Macy Brooks. That's going to be the ball game. Can they spike it in time? 2, 1.
They've got time for
1 second. They've got 1 play. Just in time. And now the Eagles are sending players back to the goal line. Eagle defenders are all the way back defending the goal line. 1 second to go. Here's the last play of the game. Miller under pressure. Lets it fly. Up for grabs they go. Batted away. Ball game over. No, let's see. Flag on the play.
It's on offense.
minutes,
the game's over.
On the offense, it's over. The Philadelphia Eagles have held on to defeat the Chicago Bears 13-9. The Eagles have won 2 in a row and 4 of their last 5. And for the Chicago Bears, yet another disappointment. They are 1-7 going into their bye week. They will play Indianapolis after the bye. The Eagles head for the Giants next week in a battle for first place. We'll be right back.